With Phil stumbling drunkenly out of his bed, repairing in his head all the things he's wanting to be said. 19 minutes of Phil to Phil, with so much time to kill. He promised chill, but all he does instead is beg and shill. The streams online and straight away begins to whine, but all is fine as long as Shaz's benign and doesn't step out of line. His content's immature for all to endure like fresh manure, but I feel sure he ran straight to feeling so insecure. The money earned from yesterday was withdrawn and long gone, as Phil's spending impulse is always set to stay on. If supports are also slow and stays so low and fails to grow, you never know, the show may turn into an easy bingo. Once ticked off across the board with charge toward, because his code can be ignored, just how much DSP makes us feel so bored. To help us fight or sleep and try to keep alert to watch a creep who play bingo, but Phil will bitch and why his sheep are also cheap. While DSP is chasing green, we're seeing green across the screen as Phil's routine predictability rivals are slow machine. He's snorting, burping, leaning, ban. It matters not if battery fun, his child can't see if powers make him feel less of a man. Takes a drink and starts his like before launching into a big pretending there for bills when truth is there to buy a wrestling JPEG. Talks about his shitty life of college cat and fatty life and all his strife while forgetting that it's done well and they were rife. With drama he will react but isn't act, that is a fact as he rehearsed to be exact in how he felt he was attacked. Teacher's nearly over and a win is in sight, with what to white despite Phil to light that tips were not white. We'll say alright it is okay and now it's time for Phil to play, but first he'll say that tips will help from being off the other day. And with those words we win again, it's never if but always when the game is won. Thanks to that we made it to the very end. Hey guys, welcome to DSP Bingo for what's today, Saturday, the 29th of October, 2022. I'm a little bit kind of off my game today because Phil's gone missing. There's no other way to describe the goddamn thing. He's not set up a stream for today, you know, I'm refreshing the damn thing, there's nothing there. You go onto DSP Game and he's not live or anything. Oh wait, he's live now, he's literally just set up right there, oh my god. Alright, okay. Crisis averted. There it is. Good morning guys, so sorry I forgot to set up the stream last night. He literally just turned up right then and there. But 7-8 minutes late to his own goddamn fucking stream, his own work. He definitely slept his arse in, you know. WWE Champions time last night consumed him. Consumed him massively. In fact, I'm pretty sure Gamebox tweeted about this. Let me check the old Gamebox tweets. There we freaking go. So yeah, a couple of wee tweets here. So here we go. Phil either spent $168 and got HBK, or I spent $543 and got nothing. He went up by 2 in roster, so I'm going to assume he got HBK. A couple of wee screenshots here as Gamebox's score compared to down from the Raptors score. That's how Gamebox calculates how much Phil spends, because it compares the two scores and they can kind of calculate that way. Kind of things, it costs and all that, and there's fucking hell man, $99.99, all for these wrestling JPEGs. It's unbelievable. It really is unbelievable. There's more tweets, so there's more tweets about this from Gamebox. It says, 2 other things. He was up at 4 to 5 AM, and the game either was recovering this Grant Campion's loot coins and accidentally sent it to all of them, all players, or they got caught giving free shit to an insider. Apparently this guy, so a completely different person, this guy Grant, was apparently some sort of shenanigans going on with Grant Campion or whatever. I don't know what the fuck's going on with that, you know, some interesting conspiracy theories there. And this Grant person was like second in the actual list of rankings, so it could be a thing where there's some shady shenanigans going on with Scopely kind of doing some sort of thing with trying to get the top player staying top by giving them coin. It's a bizarre kind of thing. By the way, Phil had a bit of a disappointing night stream, as well as the day stream did for him. Let's look at the daily summary, thanks to Piece of Peace updating it, you know, shout out Piece of Peace. The day stream had a great time. $100 right off the bat from email. He got $180 altogether for the day stream, but the night stream was only $32. And that set alarm bells off for Phil Burnell, even though for the whole day he got $212. You've got to bear in mind that between the day stream and the night stream, there's a very strong likelihood that that money disappears and is earmarked for something else. He'll say it's bills, we'll say it's either gin or WWE Champions, you know what we're like. But yeah, you get what I'm saying. No, when he goes to the next stream, doesn't even matter, it's not even the next day at this point. When he gets to the next stream, if he doesn't get the money he craves, doesn't hit goals he craves, doesn't matter how much he's earned that day, he needs each and every single stream to do well. He wants each and every single stream to have like $100 minimum. And he considers it a failure if he doesn't even hit 1 goal, never mind the 2 goals. So yeah, that's just classic Phil for you. So Phil is finally awake, finally here. Blah 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 blah. What's been said in this chat? Daki, my COD games has crashed 14 times now in 2 days on PC, and DSP thinks that they messed up and released the wrong version or something. Blah blah blah. The same way they removed just so features from the beta for no good reason. Phil is still bitching and whining about the fact that you couldn't have streamer mode on the bloody, what do you call it, you know, on the actual full version of the game compared to the beta. The beta had streamer mode, which meant Phil could hide, see where he was, and people couldn't stream snipe him and all that shit, you know what I mean, because he's such a wee paranoid little bitch boy. But that's what it is. And he's BRB, he's going to brush his teeth and then jump onto a laptop. This motherfucker just woke up. There's no way in hell he has breakfast before brushing his teeth. Surely not. Most people, I'm sure, correct me if I'm wrong, guys, but isn't it a completely normal thing to do to have you brush your teeth first? You wake up in the morning, whatever, and then you brush your goddamn teeth, and then you consume breakfast. Phil actually wants to try and pretend that he fucking, like, you know, wakes up, but like, you know, not long after 10 AM his time, you know what I mean, or 10 AM his time. He stumbles out of bed or whatever, he has a breakfast burrito or whatever, then he goes on to his stream and then brushes his teeth. That's not normal to me. Is that normal for anyone else to actually have breakfast and then brush your teeth? I guess technically it means you're leaving the house or whatever. Well, for most people, if they're brushing their teeth, it means they're getting ready to go out, or to work or something, or school or college, or whatever, and their breath's going to be a bit fresher. Because they just fucking, you can get rid of their breakfast breath or whatever. I don't know, it's strange to me. Usually you fucking brush your teeth first. It's bizarre to me. It's bizarre. Anyway, so yeah, Phil's awake, Phil's alone, you know, live, fucking ready for that shit. D-Dog says, no failure but lack of support, he did nothing wrong, it's the dent's fault. Yeah, exactly, it's fucking, there's always someone's to blame when it comes to Phil Burnell. Yeah, most people are saying brush first and all that shit, you know, brush your teeth first. The guy talks about everyone else being slow, yet he gets replied to and schooled, and he blocks and continues in his little echo chamber that he is smarter than the world, yet begs and can't learn. Good point, Dirty Digor. Yeah, that's Phil Burnell summed up, essentially. Right, okay. I am going to spin this wheel so we can pick a bingo card for today. Hopefully we can have a really good robust Saturday and actually get a strong card for tonight's game. Well, tonight's game, wherever you are in the fucking world. For me it's tonight, but for you guys it may be kind of early morning, or late morning. We've got him messing with his ear touch, fantastic stuff. That is going to be our bingo thing for today. And so we've got him messing with his ear, okay, fantastic. So we need a number between 1 and 217, but the number has to contain the number 2. The first number in chat I see with number 2 in it is a card I'll pick. However, P is first with 22. So the first number I saw in chat with number is Heather P with 22. So the card's shite, blame Heather. No pressure, Heather. The 22nd bingo card is the one that looks like this. Is it this one? Actually, settings. Yeah, it was this one, okay. It's the one that's orange, okay. So here we go, the card on the left hand side. This is a card for today's bingo. We've got now, him doing a leaning ban, him saying nobody or no one, him burping, and then him saying voted. Then you got him saying wow, him saying oh, then you know what I mean, bills, and good news. The third line is react, hate to say, him snorting, him saying wrong, and him having dead air. Fourth line is tips, clown mode, which is basically where he just goofs around, acts fucking ridiculous, and arm flail, him saying what the fuck are you talking about, although what are you talking about is also acceptable, and allow me to explain. And the final line is him messing about with his ear, whether he's just touching his ear, scratching his ear, or poking right into his little fucking picky ear, trying to find whether his brain's trying to follow it or not. Him saying friend, him saying honest, him messing about with his phone, and finally him saying sound good. I think this is a very strong card. I say that every fucking time practically, I know, but I think this is actually a genuinely strong card. I'm quite happy with this card. I have a very good feeling about this card, to be honest. I don't see anything that Ashley I think is weak. This, yeah, Heather's done well. Heather's picked a seemingly good card. I can't wait for it to go wrong. And we'll all be broken-hearted at the end because something dumb happened. Keep in mind, guys, there is the thing where if there's 100 likes on the stream, 100 likes equals a free space, which we can pick at the end, if we need to. But 100 likes basically means something's ticked off that we need to tick off. 50 Snorts is also a free space, but that's unlikely, especially now that the kind of algae season's kind of winding down and Phil does not snort as much as he usually does. That's just it's just a kind of simple fact of the matter, you know. So 50 Snorts seems very unlikely. 100 likes though, maybe we could do. I don't know. I'm amazed that we hit 100 likes before for a free space. Sadly, it was to no avail. But hey, tonight it might actually come in crucial. Who knows? It might actually be important tonight. We might. How many times have we been one away, guys? How many times have we been one space away from a goddamn full house? I think 100 likes would mean a difference between not having a full house and a full house, and somebody can win some money off me from tonight, you know. So let's just remember, keep that in mind, guys. It's happened so many times, been one away, and if it's 100 likes in the stream, that is a free space. So anyway, I'm saving this bingo card now. Fantastic stuff, fantabby-dozy, and all that jazz. Yeah, I'm just going to get the stream properly set up, I guess. Phil's still awake. Oh, he's back from brushing his teeth. Fucking hooray, he didn't drown himself in the fucking sink when he was brushing his teeth. Well done, Phil. All he sees on social media are complaints about how bad Overwatch 2 is, even from hardcore people who love the franchise. The game has seriously tanked. Dash is saying everyone got like 83 loot coins for the HPK and W champions in a bug or glitch. Well, that's what I was trying to point out with TJ's tweet earlier on. This thing here. This is the message. So everyone got free coins, and it looked like some kind of personalised message to someone in particular. And I don't know why Grant Campion's like cowed. So that's what I'm saying. There is seemingly some suspicion here that's maybe somebody who's on the inside of Scopely is actually giving some coins to this guy. This guy streams W Champions, he plays it, he's second in the rankings. This Grant guy, you know. So I don't know, it's bizarre to me, it's a bit strange to me. I have no idea what's going on with this guy. So yeah, there is some suspicious shady shenanigans going on in my opinion with W Champions, more so than usual. They're shady anyway to begin with, you know what I mean? So it's kind of practice and they operate and all shit. There's the kind of money they fucking fleece from people. But yeah, if that's not shady enough, it looks like there's some kind of insider behind the scenes stuff going on with the top tier players and the company themselves, Scopely. So yeah, some interesting conspiracies there. I wonder if Phil can be encouraged to talk about that. It's technically gaming news after all, so I think Phil, I imagine trying to get Phil's thoughts on that. It is technically gaming news, and it's one of these things that could be something turned into something bigger than it should be. I don't know. Phil's not going to talk about that. He would determine to not talk about it. He would rather talk about his own goddamn prostate than talk about WWE champions in that kind of manner. No way. So far, the TV is great, no complaints, and only improvements. That's fucking great for Phil, but doesn't really change anything for fucking the viewer, does it? Nope, not whatsoever. Right, I'm going to get the bingo card all set up, guys. Thank you very much for... Oh, I need to get everything set up as well, so I need to get Phil's chat as well. 2 seconds, let me get his chat. We need his chat. Keep in mind, I can actually get his chat link because the stream was not live until... I was live before the fucking stream was even available. But just give me a second and let me just paste that link in, and there we fucking go. There is Phil's fucking shitey wee chat right there. And Fantabby-dozy. Don't worry, Dash, it's alright, don't worry. I just can't follow a point out again. I mean, the TJ Gamebox covered some of these things in his tweet earlier on, so Phil was up until like 4 or 5 AM as well because he was last online. So Gamebox took that image, you know, like 8:53 Gamebox this time he took that image, I think. But yeah, it's interesting that Phil was still awake so late. I think that's why he's late today. He's late today because he was up so late. And Shinko was looking for the pig as well, so yeah, Shinko tweeted out. Well, I say. I thought Shinko was actually wondering where Phil was, which is why I said someone looking for a piggy. He was responding to Mary. Jesus. Oh yeah, this could mean that some detractors are trying to stream snipe. I do hope some of you might be involved in stream sniping just to piss off Phil. It'd be kind of funny. But there you go. But anyway, I'm going back to the fucking bingo. Here we go. Get all set up properly. Phil's still talking. The actual multiplayer is fun. It's going to be slow going, considering I went back to square one on unlocks. Like, once I get better equipment, etc., it'll be fun, but I'm pretty limited right now. Phil, you're pretty limited in general. You're a slow motherfucker. Mentally, physically, just in general. You're 40 years old. Your fucking cognitive skills are fucking slowing down. Your mental faculties are slowing down. You just don't really know how to respond to things in live time very well. You can't even play on TV anymore because you got a fucking brilliant brand new TV and it's nothing to do with fucking latency or whatever shit, you know. You're just fucking slow as fuck, boy. It is the way it is. You are slow. Your slowness personified. Even soft look at you and go, damn, that motherfucker's slow. But yeah, I'm going to turn the music up and let you guys enjoy the music while I set the bingo card up properly. So thanks for letting me pick the bingo card, and yeah, you'll hear from me again when Phil's about to go live. Well, probably live when the show's like beginning. So there you go. Enjoy the music.
Because you're not rich and you're not famous and you're not this and you're not that. You had an opportunity to be, but you blew it all. And I said, well, oh well. I'm proud of that. I guess I'm proud to be a loser.
This one's for all my baby girls.
I'll be the guy on level 1. I streamed myself masturbating. I'll be the guy.
Fuck life.
I'll be the for the thousands of children. I'll be the guy on level 1.
You're still on mission 1.
I'll be the guy on level 1. Level 1. Married happily, paycheck to paycheck happily, meaningful relationship, meaningful life with a family. And that, by the way, I have to raise money to pay 2 big bills next week. All my utilities are due next week. Tomorrow, if I stop streaming, I would not be able to get a job. So it would be the end of my life. But outside of that, everything else is good in my life. You know what I mean? So I'll be the guy on level 1. I streamed myself masturbating. I'll be the guy.
Fuck life.
I'll be the for the thousands of children. I'll be the guy on level 1.
You're still on mission 1.
I'll be the guy. I'll be the thousands of children.
Oh my, Phil's starting now. It's a wee bit earlier than I'm used to him starting, but there, if I can go, Phil is beginning the show right fucking now, guys. So you know the drill. You all know the routine by now. Just tag me in chat in case I miss anything on the card. I don't mind pausing things, but finding and leaning ban is sometimes hard, you know what I mean? So sometimes I have to rely on Phil actually telling us, oh, I'm just going to lean and I'm going to ban this idea, whatever. So yeah, we are preparing the show, beginning now. Good fucking luck, guys. Keep in mind, 100 likes equals a free space. This looks like a very strong card, so good fucking luck, guys. Here we go.
Good morning, everyone. Phil here, and welcome
You did not turn on the Pac-Man lamp, you fucking pale motherfucker.
to the Level 1 podcast, where we are busy having fun down here on Level 1. I'm Darkside Phil, of course. I'm wondering, should I just turn the ghost?
Did he just fucking butcher his own name? Did I hear that right? Did he call himself Darth Fadeville? What about it?
I'm Darkside Phil, of course.
He can't even say his own fucking name. I'm pretty sure he butchered his own goddamn name. Am I mishearing that, or did you guys hear that as well?
We are busy having fun down here on Level 1.
Listen.
I'm Darkside Phil, of course.
Yeah, Jesus fucking Christ, man, I can't even fucking speak. This man's job is primarily to speak to an audience as well. He's a fucking content creator. He's got to talk a lot, so you think he'd fucking make sure his enunciation is okay. But no, the fucking guy's fucking drank too much and stayed up all night fucking playing that stupid fucking mobile game. So he can't even fucking. That's what I'm saying. He's killing himself. This man is killing himself. No wonder he's got fucking health concerns like that. Jesus Christ. He's doing it to himself. As Sunspot says, he does it to himself. Drinking himself to an early goddamn fucking grave. It's his own damn fault.
I'm wondering, should I just turn the ghost on? It didn't do anything yesterday when I had it off, right? It didn't help us. It didn't for the color adjustment, right? I think I'm just gonna turn it on, even if it screws up the camera. I like it. Let's turn it on. I would have had it on, but I was like, you know. Anyway. So welcome to the show, everyone. How's everyone today? This lovely Saturday, the 29th of October, 2022. I hope I find you all well. Today, my goal is to actually get the show done around a reasonable amount of time. Reason being, the last several episodes of the Level 1 podcast have run late for various different...
Yeah. Money. Oh, money. Yeah. Money.
Thank you very much for the super chat twice, Stan. It just says, just a test. I mean, by all means, test as many times as you fucking want. I'll be happy for that. So cheers, yeah, your super chats works perfectly fine. Hey, no worries twice, Stan. If you want to test that over and over again, I'll be happy if I can have that. So yeah, I'm looking. It'll work perfectly fine, so there you go. I'm glad it's working for you, pal.
Reasons, whether it's a TV being delivered, discussing various drama, etc. I'd rather get the show done so that way we can get the gameplay. You know, admittedly, the last...
I'm going to rewind this just to make sure that I'm setting the card. We've got Snorted, we've got one snort down already.
Reason being, well, today, my goal is to actually get the show done around a reasonable amount of time. Reason being, the last several episodes of the Level 1 podcast have run late for various different reasons, whether it's a TV being delivered, discussing various drama, etc. I'd rather get the show done so that way we can get the gameplay. You know, admittedly, the last 2-3 days that I've been streaming, the first stream that normally would have 3 hours of gameplay has not. It had about between 2 and 2.5. So I absolutely want to get as much in as possible, especially because now we're into the real meat of the high-profile new releases. Modern Warfare 2, which I played yesterday, and it's funny because everyone's asking me, what do you think about it? How is it? And I'm like, I can't really answer. I played it for like 2.5 hours. I didn't unlock much. I did well, and everyone's like, well, how is it with your new TV? It's great. The new TV seems to be amazing. The response rate seems to be incredibly fast, probably better than my old TV was, or at least just as good. And graphically, the game looks pretty good. I like the colors of my TV. So basically, I had a good time yesterday with it, but I played it for 2.5 hours. Realistically, in Call of Duty, how far are you going to get in 2.5 hours? And the answer is not very far. I barely unlocked anything. I unlocked maybe a few pieces of equipment, 1 kill streak, 2 kill streaks maybe. I don't even think I unlocked a major gun, Like, I'm trying to unlock more weapons based on the performance with the M4. And I think we'll do that today. I think today we will unlock, if not 1, maybe 2 different weapons based on how well I play with the M4. But I got to stick with it. That's what I mean. Like, I got to play. I can't be sitting here talking. I mean, I love doing the podcast. Don't get me wrong. The podcast in the last year since I added it to a part of my regular schedule, I feel is something completely separate and different from my gameplay element. A lot of people like the podcast because of the various topics we talk about, addressing drama and the like, and getting it out of the way before I get into the meat of my gameplay. That way I can focus on the gameplay, right? Especially with Call of Duty, it's very attention demanding. How am I going to answer your questions, right? And how are we going to have intelligent conversation when I have to concentrate on what I'm doing in the game? I can't, right? So that's the good thing, is having the podcast lets us do that. In fact, today I'm going to give you updates on many different topics, including the whole interview topic from last week. If you remember, it was like Monday of last week that I posted up the video that I was interested in being interviewed. And I definitely wanted to get my side of the story out in regards to all the slander that's on the internet about me. And so I want to give you an update on that, because I do have a pretty interesting update on how things have gone over this past week. So we'll talk about that. Got a little bit of gaming news today, not too much. And of course, I want to talk about the new releases and things I'm playing, the schedule for the rest of the week. And then outside of that, I don't have much. So I don't think that this podcast will be extra long or anything like that today. Okay? So let's see. Where to begin? Where do you begin? Should we begin at the beginning? We're in the last couple of days of October. All right? I want to say thank you for a great October. A supportive October and a very fun October. The first half of this month did not exactly go according to plan. First of all, with positive stuff. The Street Fighter 6 beta was outstanding. For the 3 days that I played it, I had a ball with it, and it was a really good, positive way to start the month. We got a big influx of new subscribers and viewers, which is really cool. But then what happened was Overwatch 2 was the complete opposite. It was a flop. The game today is still a flop. Even people who are hardcore fans of Overwatch 2 are just sitting on social media complaining the game sucks. The balance is terrible. It needs patches desperately. They haven't patched it. What a joke. And it's a shame. I think going free to play killed the game. Even those who are the biggest hardcore fans of it just aren't really enjoying it that much anymore. Who would have thunk, right? With how successful Overwatch 1 was, it became a cultural phenomenon. It was memeable all over the internet. Everyone knew what Overwatch was. There were giant competitive leagues. This game has literally, it went running out the door full speed and tripped and landed flat on its own face. Broke its nose, shattered teeth, spewing everywhere. What a joke. That's really the best way to describe Overwatch 2. It's a joke. Anyway, then, basically I had to do some downtime stuff with the Evil Within before all the new releases started to hit. Now the new releases are hitting. Exactly what I knew was going to happen is happening. I'm having a hard time keeping up, especially with all the stuff that's been happening, including my car breaking down, making me be late to multiple streams, my TV breaking, making me lose, valuable gameplay. It is what it is. That's life. You know what they say, like, when it rains, it pours. But definitely this last week, my whole gaming schedule was majorly hampered by all these things going on. And now we're back into the swing of things, but there's multiple new games to cover. Like, damn. Because it was funny, today we're doing Modern Warfare 2, and we're finishing up the Resident Evil 8 Shadows of Rose DLC. And that's all well and good, and I know people are going to like that. But already I got people contacting me saying, so when are you going back to Plague Tale? When is the next Gotham Knights stream? And I'm like, I don't know yet. I honestly don't know yet. You know, we're in the midst of the 2 new games. Once we finish with the story of Resident Evil 8's DLC, there's a multiplayer mode called Reverse that people probably want to see me check out. Now, I have absolutely no idea, excuse me, I have absolutely no idea how good it will be, or if it's going to be addictive or catchy, and you guys wanted me to do more than just one session. I don't know, but we'll see. You know, we got to check that out. Modern Warfare. I'm playing multiplayer again today because I feel like I need to get into the meat of it, which I haven't yet. I haven't even unlocked anything yet. Then there's a whole campaign people want to see. They're asking me, when are you doing the campaign? I don't know yet, right? And then it's like, well, when are you getting back to Plague Tale? Because you were in a big cliffhanger the other day, and then your TV broke. And I know. When are you getting back to Gotham Knights? You were doing good stuff. You were fighting supervillains. It was getting interesting. I know. This is what happens this time of year. So all I can promise you, all right, is that I'm basically going to try to do my best to cover all these games as well as I can with the time that I have, and trying not to hinder the gameplay elements of this.
See, I don't know what Wardog pointed out. He did this earlier on. Like he did basically this earlier on. You know, he could definitely tell he's doing something on his laptop, but we don't know if it's a lean or if it's a timeout or whatever. It could just be a timeout. We don't know if it's a lean and ban or not. It's really difficult to point out whether he's just timing someone out or whatever, or he's just checking something or what. Should we assume this is a ban, guys?
Do my best.
Look at me here. He definitely did something concrete there when he looked at his chat. But is that a ban? Should we count that as a ban, guys? Do we feel confident that's a ban? Usually it's a ban. People are saying, Train says usually it's a ban. Shitgascoin says it's a ban. I'll count it. I'll count it. See, I was going to go on what Phil said, because Phil sometimes just kind of goes, okay, let's get rid of this, whatever. I'm going to count it.
To cover all these games as well as I can with the time that I have, and trying not to hinder the gameplay elements of the stream with too many other things. This podcast is great. I love doing it, but it shouldn't be sucking into the gameplay significantly every single day. You know what I'm saying? I'm hoping now all the nonsense around me has been solved. You know what I mean? Like, hopefully we're in a situation where all the crap is done, and I can just sit here and focus on the games again. All right. So that being said, let's go through the schedule for today and the rest of the week. Let's talk about the games I'm playing currently, what I think about them. I'll talk a little bit about my TV and all of that. And then what I'd like to do is give you an update regarding the whole interview situation going on, and we'll go from there. All right. So schedule-wise, today we're doing a second session of Modern Warfare 2 multiplayer. So what do I think about Modern Warfare 2 already, with one session under my belt? I can't really comment that much. I don't feel like I've done enough. I really don't feel like I've done enough to comment fully. All right. I feel like perhaps this is a situation where I definitely need to get a few sessions in. Like, I only played certain maps once, you know. I haven't unlocked anything. What I can tell you initially is this. My initial reaction is it seems to play well, but it's odd that there seem to be things that have stepped back from the beta. It just really baffles me that the unlocks are a very different rate and different order than the beta was. You know, in the beta, one of my favorite things was the decoy. I thought it was funny to use it because everyone fell for it, including me. I shot my own decoy in the beta of this game. But you can't get that at the beginning. You have to play a lot to unlock the decoy, which is stupid. If you made it so early available in the beta, people are obviously going to want it in the final game. No,
I completely disagree with this point of view. I really do, because the beta is all about trying to show you the kind of options that are potentially there for you if you get the full game and you grind the harder for the game to try and earn these unlocks. It's all. I think it's a good idea. I think it's a very good idea from the game developers to show you in a beta all the things that could potentially be available for you in the full and final game. Okay, I will say this. Phil is right when he says it's kind of weird that they got rid of streamer mode. If it's in the beta and it's not in the final version, it's kind of strange. That is a valid complaint. But when it comes to things like, you know, game mechanics, things in the game that are unlockable, it's perfectly sensible to leave those things in the beta available to give you a sample of what's in the full game to try and work towards, to try and earn those things again.
You're like level 45. 45? Well, I played 2.5 hours yesterday. I'm level 9. So what, I have to play for 3 weeks to get the decoy? You know what I mean? Now, in addition to that, there's just features missing. For example, in the beta, there was the streamer mode that basically hid everyone's name by making up kind of fake names, auto-generated names, so that way it would prevent stream sniping. It would make it so that no one could, grab onto someone's name or ID in the game and try to join through them and troll you. You couldn't do that because all their names were fake. I love that feature. That's a huge stream beneficial feature, right? They removed it. Why? And it's not just that. There's other things too that people are complaining about that I don't usually utilize, but there's a few other very key features that people are kind of stumped and they're scratching their head saying, why have they been removed? It almost feels like the build they released for retail was a step back from the beta, if that even makes any sense. Like they scaled it, they retrograded it. They went backwards rather than forwards based on the beta. I don't know why they would have done that. But it kind of feels like that's what happened, and maybe they'll patch it later and add those features back in. I don't know. I really don't know what they're going for. But I mean, I'm still having fun with it. It's just a little confusing, a little head scratching, to say the least. Like, why did they do that? But I like it. The gameplay is fun and fast paced. It doesn't feel sluggish like Modern Warfare 1 did in 2019. The maps, there's some new maps that I like and some new maps that I hate. Like there's that one map, I think it's supposed to be the embassy, and it's insanely huge. Okay, it's 4 buildings, right, on a big block, I think. And each building has multiple floors, insane amounts of pathways through them. And then you've got the choke points of the pathways between the buildings. There's balconies on the buildings. There's all the ways around the building. It's just like, it's way too big of a map for Call of Duty, in my opinion. And it's too many corridors. It's like, you can't even play it really strategically. Number one, it's a sniper's paradise. You just sit there as a sniper, you wait for someone to run by one of these giant outdoor areas and patoom, 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 instant kills. Easy. Okay? If you don't have a sniper rifle, it's incredibly confusing. And it's like, maybe if I play it 400 times, I'll learn every path or whatever. But for now, it just seems like at any moment, anyone could poke out of everywhere. It's like a Swiss cheese, right? Anyone could go out through a hole and get you from behind, and there's nothing you can really do about it. That doesn't necessarily, to me, make the best Call of Duty map. But then there was another map or two that I liked, but I've only played on them like once or twice, So we'll see as I continue to play, what I think. But so far, so good. Really no complaints outside of the odd missing features and the reordered unlocks. I am hoping that today I unlock another weapon or two. I don't want to just use the M4 endlessly. And I think that there's an SMG and an assault rifle that I can unlock today if I play well. Because I think I got the M4 to like level 10 or 11. I think when it hits like 16 and 18 is when you unlock the 2 guns. So we'll see. And then I'm definitely gonna switch. Okay. Now, the Resident Evil 8 or Resident Evil Village DLC, which is called the Winters DLC, but we're doing this story called Shadows of Rose. For me, it's kind of a mixed bag. I definitely enjoyed the return to survival horror. I like the creepy atmosphere. There's some jump scares and stuff. And, it's all right. Let me put it that way. For me, I do have some criticisms of it. Number one, the entire DLC is a rehash of Resident Evil 8. We played for 2 hours. We haven't seen a single new thing yet. Like, it's all the same areas. It's variations on the enemies you already fought, the Mold Men. There's really nothing new. And I'm wondering, I understand, okay, we haven't played Resident Evil 8 in a year and a half, so it kind of feels fresh, but at the same time, you paid $20 for it, you would think you were going to get something new, and it really is just the same areas redone. That's a little disappointing. I didn't think that's what it was going to be. I thought it was going to be more like the Evil Within. We have a bunch of areas that are kind of like conjoined and new things and other things jammed together, and instead it's just go through Lady D's mansion again and fight Mold Men while solving puzzles. Like, well, that's not very interesting. In addition, we're 2 hours into this 3 to 4 hour DLC, and there's been zero story development. Like, I'll give you a summary that you already knew from the trailers that they showed online. For some reason, the vendor from Resident Evil Village, who was your friend the whole game, is now the villain. He's trying to kill you with the Mold Men. You are inside of the Mito seat, or whatever it's called. It's the mold. You're basically inside of the mold psychically, and you're trying to pull memories out of the mold, because apparently the way the mold works is if something dies near it, it absorbs its memories and knowledge. Don't ask me how that works, because that was never even explained in the original game. So basically, you're trying to go inside the mold to find a way to stop your powers because you are Rose, the baby from the game, grown up to be like 16, 17 years old, and she hates the fact that she has these powers. She just wants to be a normal human, and she's not. She's a weirdo by her own admission, and all she wants to do is cure, what's going on with her. So she goes inside the Midas Seat, immediately gets sucked into Lady D's castle, and now you're just fighting, mold people. There is a mysterious person who's trying to help you. You don't know who it is. They can't talk, but they write with like this mystical glowing writing, and they give you tips and items and things to help you survive. But basically, if you played the main game, you've seen everything you're doing in the game already. So I'm actually a little surprised they weren't more original with it. I thought there would be an original DLC, and it's really not. It feels like you're doing the same gameplay again. The only difference is third person. They added the third person mode to the main game. The whole DLC is third person. That's really the one difference to it. It kind of feels like more like classic Resident Evil now, like Resident Evil 4 or 5, as opposed to Resident Evil 8. And that's it. Right now, tonight we're probably going to finish it on the late stream, 6:45 p.m. Pacific time. I hope there's more coming, really, because right now I'm kind of underwhelmed by it. Now, admittedly, the audience was kind of torn on it too. We had good attendance last night, and we actually had good engagement, but people weren't like blown away by it either. I actually had, this really blew me away. Last night's Resident Evil 8 stream got less support than a regular Disney Dreamlight Valley or Bassmaster stream. And that...
But you don't drop those games for some reason. Let's remind ourselves, guys, Phil earned $212 yesterday in tips. I say earned. He was given $212 for the whole day. The day total is completely neglected. I've been memory hole to fuck. The day total is just gone. The $180 he got in tips in the day stream, gone. By the time the evening came around after dinner, that money's all been pocketed away, whatever stashed away, stored for WWE Champions, gin, maybe the occasional, but who knows what the hell, but yeah, that money was gone. All Phil cares about is the $32 he got from that goddamn stream, and he doesn't think it's worth his time. It's the same amount of money he got playing Scorn. Roughly the same kind of got Bassmaster, whatever. You can feel these things in Red, Overwatch 2, Multiverses, Disney Dreamlight Valley. More Disney Dreamlight Valley, Multiverses again. Cowabunga Pizza Party for the night stream version was like $37 after such a good day stream for a Cowabunga Pizza Party. Look at all the reds. Oh, it's very normal for a night stream to be in a red. I was going to say that, very normal. It's not out of the odd. It's strange for a day stream to be in the red, like the Evil Within was that one time. It was very strange. Look how rare it is to be in the red in the day stream compared to the night stream. The night stream is just not as popular. It's not as, and Phil knows this. He's very aware of this as well. So I don't know why he's acting surprised. I really don't understand why he's acting so goddamn surprised with this.
That had me scratching my head. I was like, seriously? So, brand new release, DLC expansion for a horror game, and people typically love seeing me play horror games, and it just didn't do well at all. And I was blown away by that. And by the way, that's not me automatically complaining or anything. It was overall a great day. The support for Modern Warfare 2 was really good.
It sounds like you're fucking complaining. I mean, the fact you felt the need to bring it up. You didn't mention the support, but no, your Tommy called you that whole goddamn time before, and he didn't say how great support was. He just said the game was okay. Whatever, you know what I mean? But you're still whining. But you immediately go to the night stream and you bring up how negative support was and how so little support you got in tips. And then you try to counter that by trying to say, but by the way, the day stream was great, I got $180 in the day stream, but yeah, I want money, I want more money. You're a greedy bastard, Phil. You're a greedy wee bastard.
So it wasn't like, oh, the day was ruined or anything, but it was like, wow, brand new DLC and everything, and people just didn't really care about it. Tonight we're definitely going to finish it. Like I said, it's supposed to be 3 or 4 hours long, so we're definitely beating it tonight. And then after that, I definitely want to at least try the reverse mode at least one time and see if it's any good, if it's anything worth playing. But if it doesn't catch on, that'll probably be it for that DLC, so then we can focus going back to Plague Tale Requiem and Gotham Knights and then having Modern Warfare 2 wedged in there, okay? Now, keep in mind, the next slew of new releases comes out next week, all right? It's actually the middle of next week, so not this week coming up, the week after. All right, and that's going to be Sonic Frontiers and God of War Ragnarok. So definitely that's going to be exciting when those come out. But at the same time, I need to finish up some of the stuff I'm doing before then. So that's what I mean. I hope we can finish this DLC within a day or two or session or two, get back to Plague Tale, get back to Gotham Knights and make more progress on those. So that way we're not completely held up in the middle of everything with zero progress, okay? So today, in Modern Warfare 2 multiplayer, and tonight it's going to be the conclusion of the Resident Evil Village Shadows of Rose DLC, and if we have extra time, we'll check out Reavers. Tomorrow, more Modern Warfare 2 on the daytime stream, and it'll be up to you. Do you want to see more multiplayer tomorrow, or would you want me to see start the campaign? Because we can start the campaign as well. All right, it's up to you. Tomorrow night is the final Bassmaster 2022, also known as Sunday Night Bites stream. It's the conclusion send-off stream. It's been a great project that I did over the course of the summer that was really great for downtime, but now that we're in the midst of new content and new releases, I just don't have time for it anymore. We're going to need those night streams to make progress in all the other games. So we're retiring it as of Sunday night. The last hurrah. Hopefully we can get good support. We can add a final lure to the hat. And then that Fisherman's hat will now be in the rotation for all my other streams for hitting a support goal. We can put it on and see this crazy hat that we built together over the course of several months, which will be really something special, I feel. You know, kind of remembrance of the summer where we...
You know what hat I miss greatly? There's a hat I miss a lot. Do you know which one I miss?
Fucking inflatable fucking crown!
Fished, right? So... that's tomorrow night. Now, Monday and Tuesday are up in the air. We can basically do whatever we want on Monday and Tuesday. All right? If you want to see Modern Warfare during the daytime, and whether it's campaign or multiplayer, and then each night, maybe we do Plague Tale one night and Gotham Knights another night, we could do that. If people have the desire to see those flipped, and you want to see Plague Tale or Gotham Knights as the daytime streams, and you want to make Modern Warfare the night stream, we could do that as well. So I'm leaving it completely open to whatever people want, and let's see what people say over the course of the weekend. You know, are you really craving me going back to the other games that have been on hiatus or whatever? That'll help determine what we do. Now, you may have noticed, I did not mention Disney Dreamlight Valley whatsoever in the rotation, and that's for good reason. You know, right now we're backlogged on new release content. I can't be taking time away from the new release content to be doing the late night chill stream stuff because we're too backlogged as it is. I'm not saying that Disney won't come back. I want it to come back. I want to play it more. It's actually kind of a shame because I just started playing it during the time when the Halloween content is in there to unlock. But since I'm not actively playing the game, I'm not unlocking any of it, right? And it looks like the next time I play it, Halloween will be over. You know. Now, the other thing is Monday. All right, Monday is a special marathon event, and I forgot to mention this. I was telling you about Tuesday and Wednesday, and I forgot to mention Monday. Monday is the Halloween marathon. So here's what's going down on Monday. All right, listen up, because this is pretty exciting. Number one, I'm in costume all day. My costume is complete. I think it's actually one of the better costumes I've ever done for Halloween. I think it'll be a neat stream. At the same time, it's not exactly the costume that I originally wanted, but I made the best out of what I could, and I think you guys are going to enjoy it, okay? That's going to be Monday. And on Monday, we're playing 4 games that you guys chose, including The Darkness 1, Dead by Daylight, Proteus, and Ghosts and Goblins. And what we're going to see is what versions are on Switch, and we might even play more than one, because I think there's regular and then there's super. So we'll see which one you guys want, if not both. So I'll be playing those 4 games over the course of the marathon of Halloween on Monday. And Feasting with the King will take place. Ladies and gentlemen, are you ready? Listen up. Everyone listen up. Pay attention. You're paying attention? Right now, you guys get to vote on the cuisine that I'm going to...
Shut up, Phil. That's our bingo. If you said vote, so that counts. Voted is the top row. Bingo has been done for now, so that's our first bingo of the goddamn day. Am I getting my head of myself here? Or am I thinking this is a very strong card so far because it's done quite well? He's definitely going to poke about in his goddamn piggy ear. Definitely, you know. So, we're going to... looking at this card right now, the one thing I am slightly concerned about is Phil not saying hate to say. Yeah, it's kind of weird with that. Sometimes he says it when things aren't going well, but to be honest, things are kind of going well for Phil right now. If he was going to say hate to say, it would have been during that segment now he's talking about Resident Evil, where, you know, the game didn't get as many tips as he wanted, you know. But everything else he's going to talk about is good stuff for him, though. You know, he's done well this month for members, he's hit his goal by miles. I'm just putting out there, ML Games, like, don't jinx it. Well, guys, if you think it's going to be a cursed square, keep in mind the 100 likes equals a free space. Just putting that out there, remember, 100 likes equals a free space, and it means if that is the one it does us in, maybe we've got a free space to use, which will actually help us win after all.
We'll be eating for Feasting with the King on Monday. Right now, we're doing the poll. Are you guys ready? Let's do this. Let's do it live.
For fuck's
right now, I'm
sake.
heading over to the main channel page of DSP Gaming. Right now, I'm clicking on the community tab. Right now, I'm clicking on the text poll option.
Right now, I'm going to go 1.5 speed.
Ask your community, what cuisine should Phil order for the Halloween Feasting with the King show? Good luck. And the 3 options are as follows. Option number 1, Hawaiian barbecue, which went really well last time. If you remember, when we ordered Hawaiian barbecue, the food did not look appetizing. When I started eating it, the food was some of the best tasting food I'd ever ordered for Feasting with the King. It actually blew me away how full of flavor the food was. I absolutely loved it. And remember, I had pork and chicken and macaroni salad. It was really good. The only thing I didn't like was the spam musubi. The spam musubi admittedly confused me because it didn't taste good at all. I was like, it tastes like a salty piece of ham with you know, seaweed or whatever. It just wasn't impressive to me. I was like, why do people like this? But outside of that, the rest of the food I ordered was amazing. All right, option number 2, Vietnamese food. Now, Vietnamese food has a wide variety of stuff that you can get. When I ordered it for Feasting with the King previously, we ordered some weird stuff that was not good. Remember we ordered the oxtail pho? It was terrible. It was legit smelled like a stinky sock. It tasted awful. I took one sip and I was like, oh my God, I wanted to throw up. It was disgusting. This time around, we get Vietnamese food. We're ordering more mainstream, normal stuff because I want to have a good meal on Halloween. You know, the Vietnamese, they have all kinds of stuff. Banh mi sandwiches, right, that you can get. And we ordered a banh mi sandwich, but we ordered another weird one. We ordered tuna, and the tuna also was weird. So again, if we order Vietnamese food, we're going to order more normal stuff than these weird oddball things, so that way we can actually try what people would consider traditional, more in line with what you would get at a regular Vietnamese restaurant. And the third and final will be Mexican food. Now, if you remember, when we ordered Mexican food, we did go out of our way to order some weird stuff. We actually ordered this combo platter that had a giant pepper that was stuffed with cheese, breaded, and then covered in sauce and more cheese. I thought it was chicken. And I started eating it. I'm like, this is the pepper. Holy shit, it's so weird. But, you know, with Mexican food, you can get so many different things. You know, burritos, tacos, fajitas, enchiladas. You know, the list goes on and on and on. There's so many things you can get in Mexican food. So those are the 3 options to vote for. Hawaiian barbecue, Vietnamese food.
Money, yeah, yeah. Money, money. Oh, money, money. Yeah, yeah. Money, money.
Thank you very much, Equator X. So Super Chat says he's already wasting the money instead of saving for a new bill he put on himself. I thought we couldn't do Feasting with the King right now, Phil. I kind of thought that as well, but I guess times change when motherfuckers give you $700 in one fucking day for a new TV and then you fucking ignore that to just get a payment plan instead. Yeah, Phil all of a sudden is flush with the cash temporarily and he is trying to think of the best ways he can spend it as fast as humanly possible. That's just classic Phil Burnell for you after all. Yeah, it's just Phil being Phil. I'm going to slow down again to 1.25 speed because he's finished doing the poll. It's so annoying when he's like doing the kind of slow. He's like talking while he's typing, but he types like a slow bastard, you know. So he's all like, Hawaiian barbecue, and he fucking talks about how great Hawaiian fucking barbecue is. Apparently we got 47 likes. We're almost halfway to the free space. So thank you very much, guys, for liking the stream. And yeah, 100 likes equals a free space. So I mean, if we need it, it'll be good if we have it.
Or Mexican food. Please vote. You'll be able to vote today and tomorrow on the main channel page of DSP Gaming on the community tab. The poll is live right now. So please vote, and depending on what you vote, that will determine what we're actually going to order on Monday morning. All right, as I start up the stream. Okay, so please vote. I'm curious to see what you guys want. Shifty 49ers Talk says, with oxtail soup, you need to boil out incredulous amounts of poo particles from it.
I mean, that's dead air. Undeniably, that's fucking dead air. Phil was actually grossed out into not saying anything. Which is strange, because usually he is the one that's grossing us out. He got grossed out himself. Are we going to get some clown mode going on here? Yeah.
That just sounds nasty, and rightly so.
I mean, would you call that clown mode? It's a close-up thing, but he wasn't actually clowning up. I can't count that as clown mode. I'm not counting that as clown modes, but we did get dead air at least, you know, so that's something.
Oh. Anyway, so vote. And I'm curious, we'll be checking up on this and see what you guys are voting for, you know, today and tomorrow. And I'm excited for the day. This is going to be a very exciting, fun, holiday-themed day on Monday, okay? Now, keep in mind, this is the last hurrah for the Halloween animations. I know you guys have enjoyed the Halloween animations all month long, and it's also the last hurrah for the Halloween decorations. As of Tuesday, we go back to standard stuff. You know, my standard game decorations will return behind me for the month of November. And the animations will go back to the standard animations. I have a plan. There's something that I want to do. Now that I'm basically doing everything manually when it comes to tip animations, what I want to do is I want to consolidate what I'm using. So, I know this sounds really weird. Last year, when I was basically told I can no longer get tips through Streamlabs, but I could still do everything else through Streamlabs, okay? I decided to start using Stream Elements to accept tips. So what you've noticed happens is that on my streams, you got pop-ups on both sides of the screen. There's pop-ups on this side for YouTube side contributions like memberships and super chats and super stickers. And on this side, you got pop-ups for tips. It's a lot. It's a lot to have pop-ups all over your screen. So what I want to do is I want to consolidate all of that. So hopefully starting on Tuesday, I'm just going to be using Streamlabs exclusively to do everything. Since that way it's already working with YouTube, I don't want to change that, but I'll just add the tip animations to the Streamlabs. So basically all your animations are now going to play on this side of the screen as opposed to this side of the screen. Okay? Even tips, I'll play the tip animations over here. Okay?
What's the big fucking deal, bitch? Is it because you actually have to physically go into Stream Elements and play it? Oh, that's what it'll be, I think. Although Streamlabs is automatic, I'm pretty certain, but you actually has to go into Stream He was banned from Streamlabs, but that was for the tip side of things, I guess. You know, his PayPal, I think, was banned on Streamlabs. But because his YouTube is still set up through Streamlabs, and he's not banned on like YouTube like that, I think he can still use that, and it automatically generates the pop-ups for it. At least I think that's the case anyway.
Not a major change. Most people won't even notice it. But it is something to call out just in case some people start asking. But yeah, we go back to standard animations for the month of November. And then, of course, coming up in December, that's when we're going to have holiday animations and things coming up, okay? All right, so I'm excited for this week. Just to recap, today, Modern Warfare 2 multiplayer, the conclusion of the Resident Evil 8 DLC. Tomorrow, more Modern Warfare 2, whatever you want. I don't know if you want campaign or you want more multiplayer. But then Sunday night will be the final conclusion stream of Fishing Bassmaster. We're giving it a send-off. All right. Then Monday, the Halloween marathon all day, including Feasting with the King, me in costume, and the games you voted for. Tuesday and Wednesday, a balance between the returns of Plague Tale, Requiem, and Gotham Knights, and Modern Warfare. Fair enough? Hope that sounds good. Okay. What I'd like to do is do an update in regards to the interview that I wish to do. For those who don't know, I don't know how you would not know this. Last week, I made a public announcement to the internet that I'm seeking to be interviewed by someone in regards to all the slander around me on the internet to get my side of the story out there. It's not that I haven't given my side of the story, because I absolutely have, but I've only given it here on my channel. I only have very limited reach on my channel. And the funny part is...
You have 200,000 subscribers, and it's not enough for Phil Burnell. He wants a channel to promote him that has like millions and millions of eyes in it. He's a greedy little pig, and he's trying to fucking peddle his lies to a larger goddamn audience.
Every time that I give a totally justifiable and rational explanation for the things people are saying about me, people don't cover it. All they cover is the slander. They don't perpetrate or perpetuate my answers to the slander, because that's not their narrative.
No, I do that all the time, Phil. I fucking debunk your lies all the time. Every time you try and come up with some sort of strange little, explanation as to why something, why there's a reason for what you're saying is happening, I debunk that, and I say, hey, you're lying, little piggy. Here's the truth of the situation. I present all my evidence. I present why you're lying, and yeah, that's you debunked. So don't fucking try and cry about that crap to me, Phil. I cover your lies. You try and spout off these kind of garbage lies on stream as to why you suffered identity theft, theft or whatever, and all that shit, and how nobody actually leaked information and all that shit. You always try and claim that, and I always debunk you, because the information I have is far more, filled with evidence than your petty little claims of zero fabrication. Your claims are fabricated. There's zero evidence for it. You have no substance to your claims, simply put. But Phil wants to go on some other big YouTubers show, channel, whatever, and just spout their lies with no evidence attached to it, and just hope and pray that people believe the words he says, like his own deadheads believe everything he fucking says.
Narrative is Phil's evil, Phil's a jerk, Phil's a scumbag, and that's what they want, the drama all over the internet. They don't want to actually say, oh, by the way, here's his side of the story. They don't want to ever, do that. I'm looking for someone to give my side of the story. So I've been in contact with so many people over the last week. You guys have no idea, like dozens at this point. And I've had some really cool conversations with various YouTubers of different sizes. I'm still in talks with many of them. So just so everyone knows, I am still in contact and talks with several different YouTubers who are interested. I'm trying to narrow it down, because there were so many initially that I was trying to get what's the angle for them? Are they really trying to cover this as like an observer?
Oh, you're talking what? No, the angle for them. No, you're the one with the angle. You're the one with the agenda here. You're the one that wants to go on their channel, which is far bigger than yours, far more successful than yours, and shill your lies to a wider audience. What's the angle for them? He's generally saying what's the angle for them when he's the one that's got some sort of strange little pig explanation fucking scheme going on here. What the hell? The angle for them?
Observant, neutral third party, or do they have some kind of a toxic spin to it that they're trying to benefit from? All right, and I think you can figure that out when you got guys like Review Tech USA who came to me offering to be a neutral third party, and he would turn off his stream chat and he would do all these things to make it fair. And then I countered him and said, yeah, but I don't believe that you're approaching it from that perspective. Literally almost every day you're talking about me on your streams. You have negative shit about me on your streams. I'm a source of income and entertainment for you. You've done this for your own personal benefit with absolutely no thought about how it could possibly hurt me or my business. It's kind of messed up that you try to act like you're a nice guy and then you're two-faced about it. So basically, I had this conversation with him, and I went back and forth with him a couple times, and I basically came to the conclusion, I was like, this guy's not listening to me. Like, the points I'm trying to make to him are that I can't trust him because he's already made a joke out of me on his channel. He's literally already told his audience Phil's guilty through his actions. All right, his actions on his stream.
Well, he has an opinion, Phil. You're going to fucking hate the guy because he has an opinion on what the truth is? You can't... Well, you didn't try to convince Rich that, you know, what we were saying was wrong. You just demanded he fucking believe you. And you didn't provide him any evidence or justification for believing you. Rich was presented with arguments from detractors, and he also has heard the things that you've said, and he believes what we're saying. This is the case for a lot of people. This is why you want to have some big massive YouTuber stage to show your stupid little explanation lies on, because you're sick of people believing us rather than you, even though we have so much more evidence to usually justify our claims. That's how these things work, essentially. He's mad at Rich because he's not fucking falling to line with dickheads that believe every single word he says. He's actually, that's why he's mad at Rich. Because Rich refuses to just, swallow the pill, essentially, and buy into the things Phil says without seeing any evidence as to why we're wrong and he's right.
Dreams are basically saying, Phil, I believe everything everyone says about Phil, and he's guilty. There's no neutrality there. I've already made my decision. If you already have a preconceived notion, how could you be neutral in an interview? You can't. That's what I was trying to explain to him. And then he comes back to me saying, oh, the reason I don't want to do an interview with Rich is because I want someone to basically be a paid advertisement for my channel. And I don't know.
You've admitted that. You want some big massive YouTuber so you can show your own lies. Or show your version of the truth, I should say. You want to show your own version of the truth.
A real interview. That couldn't be further from the truth. What's the point of doing the interview if people don't ask me the tough questions and I don't answer them? Right?
Well, you fucking screen all the tough questions. You usually ask these things up front. You don't like doing these things live. You want every single question screened up front and you fucking things, so you can actually say, I'm not going to answer that, I'm not going to answer that, I'm not going to answer that. And anyway, even if you get asked tough questions, you're not going to provide evidence. You're going to come up with fake claims. I swear to God, whoever ends up doing this interview with you, I am going to do my absolute best to make sure they're informed of the facts from our perspective, and they can determine themselves. They can determine themselves. I can guarantee you one thing as well, guys. Phil is not going to say who's doing an interview. Phil is not going to reveal who is going to interview him. He is going to ask that person to keep it quiet as well, and he's going to wait until it's already done. That way, he can keep that person in the dark as much as fucking possible. He's going to try and find the biggest YouTuber with the least idea of who the fuck he is, and hope to God it works.
There's no point in doing it then. I might as well not do it at all. The point is, I don't want to do it on his channel because he's already had massive benefit from making fun of me, and he's already told his audience that I'm guilty, so there's no point in doing the interview there. You know what I'm saying? Like, in a court of public opinion, if you already have someone telling you this is how it is, but then you try to, now we'll give them a fair shake. But you already told me how it is, so how am I going to give it a fair shake? You know what I'm saying? And that's what I mean. So the funny part about it is, how can you tell if someone's truly neutral and wanting to do the right thing? Well, they'll talk to you about it behind the scenes. They won't talk publicly about it to anyone until anything's determined, right? Rich, over the last week, literally took every conversation we ever had. He posted them all up on the internet without my permission. He even took private videos that supposedly he was sending just for me. He posted those up on the internet, right? And then he had a whole podcast show about how I don't want to go on his show because I don't want a real interview. It couldn't be further from the truth. The guy's just an asshole. Like, he literally proved my point. He took the entire week and used me as content for his channel because he has no content. You understand that the guy has no meaningful content. All he does is drama now. So he used his conversation with me as a way
He said meaningful again. I hate him so much right now.
to make money again, even though he's not getting the interview. So that's the last interaction I will ever have with Rutech, just so you know. I'm never going to talk to the guy ever again. There's no point. The guy's a scumbag, and he absolutely proved my point of why I don't want to do the interview with him, because all he's going to do is do it for his own personal gain. He has no interest on seeking truth. He has no interest on hearing another side. All he wants to do is spin drama for his channel for dollar signs. So
we present truthful fucking facts all the goddamn time, and you fucking ignore them. I emailed you about all the evidence we have at disposal. I told you why the banknotes are real from our perspective. I told you all the evidence we had, described it in an email, and all you saw in that email was, oh, he wants me to fucking provide a bank statement to fucking try and debunk the leaks as if, no, and Phil's not going to provide evidence. He refuses to provide evidence because he knows it will be used against him. No. He knows he has no evidence to debunk the claims that we have. He claims that we're lying, but any evidence that Phil has got is just going to concretely confirm what we've been saying all goddamn along, that Phil is actually spending all his goddamn money and stupid shit and has been spending this kind of thing. It's unbelievable to me. I don't understand how he's hoping to try and convince people that we've been lying when we present all this evidence, and he's going to go on some big YouTuber's platform and then provide zero evidence and just say a bunch of things and hope people just believe him. That's his plan. His plan is just to talk a lot and hope that people just don't take, and just people just tune him out and just say, okay, he's probably Is he finished talking now? Has he finished talking now? Okay, thank God he's finished talking. He's probably, you know, I don't actually care about this, you know what I mean? So, like, it's unbelievable. I don't know what he's going to hope to achieve from this. Apart from maybe getting a few extra, you know, few viewers, maybe. I don't understand. I really don't. But he's not going to try and justify anything he says with any evidence or anything. He's only going to use his words.
So he can literally go fuck himself. I don't care. I want nothing to do with the guy. Nothing at all. You know, I'm done with him. I want someone who's going to, if they're going to interview me, they're going to truly be a neutral observer and listen to what I have to say, not have a preconceived notion, not tell their audience what to think, and not try to make giant bank off of me either. That's not the point, you understand? So, all that being said, this is hilarious. He said he would turn off monetization. He already made money on me all week. Of course he'll turn off monetization. He literally just had a week's worth of content. Just posting up our emails, which he shouldn't have done. He didn't have permission to do that. Just posting up the videos that supposedly he made just for me, and he posted those up. He already has a week's full of content. Why the fuck would he care about the interview being monetized? You know what I'm saying? Then he'll do a 2 weeks of follow-up after. You know? He can go fuck himself. He's done. I'm done with him. I really want nothing to do with him. He's definitely a two-faced scumbag, and I'm done with that guy. Okay? So I am in talks with others. All right? And it's very interesting because...
Money, yeah, yeah. Money, oh, money, yeah, yeah. Money.
Thank you very much, Kel Denson, for Super Chat. It says, I imagined you would turn off the chat for him, ask tough questions, and wouldn't make it a troll session. If I had nothing to hide, then I'd do it. But try. It's... Well... It's just bizarre. I'm trying to understand this fucking plan here. What is he hoping to gain from going on a big... No, there's only one thing, Phil. This is only going to benefit Phil Burnell. This is not going to benefit the other YouTuber who ends up having him on a show.
On their channel around this,
Apparently, as issues with the stream, I'm having zero issues at my end. You know, it doesn't tell me there's anything wrong. My internet seems to be fine. The stream seems to be fine. Guys, the screen is froze. I mean, refresh. Everyone refresh, I guess. I'm still live as far as I'm aware. The internet's fine. I don't understand what's going on. I'm very confused right now, guys. I don't understand what to tell you. My internet's fine. Yeah, my internet's fine. Everyone okay? Apparently the stream, YouTube I think bugged out massively. I think YouTube bugged out. I've had 0 drop frames. My internet didn't have any issues whatsoever. I did pause the stream. It was OBS. My OBS is telling me things are fine. I didn't have any errors or anything. I didn't change it. I didn't turn anything off. I just paused and waited for things to fix itself because that was strange. Okay, I'm going to rewind by, like, you know, 20 seconds or 30 seconds. Yeah, it dropped. So I can only imagine maybe a YouTube problem. I don't understand what happened, guys. I really don't. But YouTube's not telling me anything went wrong. And it's like OBS is telling me nothing went wrong. My internet was fine. OBS didn't say anything happened. There's no error. I don't know. We'll crack on. We'll keep playing.
With him, he's definitely a two-faced scumbag, and I'm done with that guy. Okay. So I am in talks with others. All right, and it's very interesting because there's people who want to approach it from different angles. You know, I have one person, and again, unlike Rich, I'm not going to completely blow up and expose all my conversations with other people. I'm going to keep it anonymous. All right. I have one person who essentially wants to just have me as like a casual hour or so guest on a show and just talk about everything on the internet. It would be like an hour guest spot on a show, just like normal content that they do. No big deal. Okay. Then I have someone who actually wanted to make an entire kind of like expose special, all right, on their channel around this, and basically do something like completely different than what I had even intended. You know what I'm saying? Like, I basically was blown away by what was proposed to me, what this person had said. Basically, we're talking in-person interviews and stuff like that. And I was like, whoa, that was not even close to what I was thinking. But it's intriguing. It's an intriguing idea that someone actually thinks that this situation is so interesting that they would want to actually have a series of in-person interviews and coverage, you know?
Here's what I want to know, Phil. When this person interviews you, are they going to interview detractors as well that make these claims Whereas otherwise, that's a one-sided interview, and that's not fair in your opinion. In Phil's eyes, these one-sided narratives are very unfair, and it now gives people the full understanding and perspective of the situation. So if is Phil condoning, and the detractors having their own takes and input without Phil's thoughts on the matter, but he's happy for him to do. So Phil's happy to only have his thoughts and his opinions and his claims out there, as long as nobody's out there disputing that. He's perfectly happy for that to happen on the internet, but he doesn't want it to go the other way around. He can't have detractors talk about him and make claims about him without Phil's taking it. He gets all, why? It's hypocritical. If Phil was a man of his word, he would want a detractor on his show as well, so he can challenge his points, challenge the things he says, and they can present a fair and balanced argument over why the detractors believe the things that they are saying.
So, and then there's another person who basically doesn't usually do the style of content like doing an interview, but they're very interested in interviewing me because it's a unique case. So, that's just a few. Like, I am in talks with several different people. I haven't made any determinations as of yet of what direction I want to go. As I told you guys, this is basically a situation where I want to take my time and I want to weigh and balance all of my options. I don't want to be rushing into anything in particular. And like I said, I'm in no rush to do it. I'm in the midst of my busiest gaming time of the year, and I'm already behind now because of all the crap that happened in the last week. The car breaking down, being late for stream because of it, the TV breaking and missing out on streams because of it. I'm already behind. I'm behind the eight ball. Hold on one second. Ugh. Sorry, got distracted.
Something happened outside his window and he had to go and check it out. That wasn't him messing with the blinds or anything. Prophet says, I guarantee there is no one but the detractors and other lolcows contacting him. That's an interesting claim, but I'd imagine that Phil was kind of trying to vet these claims, and I guess the emails that he's had, or whatever, DMs he's had on Twitter, maybe justify a person being real. He'll definitely have had some detractors contacting me. I got in touch with him, I showed you the email, I got in touch with him myself. But I do imagine as well, Phil would have got some genuine, legit people contact him as well. It's hard to imagine that not happening. But one more time, what was Phil doing here? What happened to Phil here that made him distract? The landscapers were the other day. The landscapers happened a day or two ago. So it's not them.
Because of it, the TV breaking and missing out on streams because of it. I'm already behind. I'm behind the eight ball. Hold on one second. Ugh.
Look at the reflection on the packaging. See that Nosferatu, packaging. You can kind of see Phil in the reflection of that packaging. Just keep a wee eye on him. Is that in the window? Is it, or is it his actual computer? Is that his desktop computer he went to? He was checking on cat outside at the trough. Jesus Christ, Prophet. Zoom and enhance. I actually think he was messing with his desktop computer or something in the corner.
Sorry, got distracted. So yeah, I know. See, unlike Rich, I'm not going to publicize these conversations I'm having with people because this is not supposed to be for personal gain, nor is it supposed to be, oh, look at these big YouTubers who want to do it with me or anything. I'm not going to talk like that. You know what I mean? That's really stupid. But just for clarification purposes, some people were so silly. They were like, oh yeah, the absolute biggest YouTubers were going to want to cover this. I mean, do you really think that? Again, without blowing names up or anything, because I don't want to do that. I feel that's disrespectful. I really do. I feel it's disrespectful if you're having a talk with someone behind the scenes and it involves some kind of business or it involves some kind of situation where, there's a proposition of something that could happen in the future that may be beneficial to both sides. Why are you going to blow that up and expose every piece of information about it on the internet? And it's funny because some people are like, oh, well, there's nothing legal that says that you can't post emails or talk about it. I mean, you're right, but there's an air of professionalism. And when you have someone who literally posts every piece of everything on the internet.
You want to talk about fucking professionalism when you're late to your own goddamn stream today, didn't set up a stream in the first place to get people ready to prepare to go to the stream. You were late for it by 7, 8, 10 minutes because you slept in because you're up so late playing 3 champions and drinking into the small wee hours. You want to talk about professionalism when you turn up to work in your jammies, Phil. Yeah, you keep on your pyjama bottoms most of the fucking time when you're doing these streams. Jesus Christ, Phil, you're the last person in the world to try and preach professionalism, for God's sake.
There's obviously, that person's a complete unprofessional jerk. And the only reason they're doing it is for clout and for them to get attention. You know, that's why I'm not telling you every step of the way, posting shit up and telling you all this stuff, because, you know, this is going to be talks that are likely going to be ongoing. And, you know, every day, I don't have time every day to talk to these people. You know, I have
Money, yeah, yeah. Money, money. Oh, money, money. Yeah, yeah. Money, money.
Thank you very much, Prophet, for super chat. It says, proposition. Is Jenna going to be on stream? No comment. No comment. Yeah, proposition. Did Phil just say, you know, he's got no time to talk to these people every day? He's on his phone constantly, could respond to emails very quickly if it's a quick question or whatever. Hang on, 2 seconds.
And, you know, every day, I don't have time every day to talk to these people. You know, I have a series of different paths that I'm talking. Remember, I've said to people I would talk to them via Twitter and email. And now I do. Now I have like a bunch of people I'm talking with at once. Oh, God. I'm going back.
So make time, Phil. This is a very important thing in your opinion, so make time for them. Make time for things that are important in life. Simple life advice. Make the time.
Back and forth, and I don't lose track of this stuff. But, you know, in my head, I'm seeing, let me put it this way, I'm leaning towards 1 or 2 ideas, right? I'm leaning towards 1 or 2 ideas, and I don't exactly know which way I want to go yet, but that's the good thing. The good thing in life is to have options, okay? That's the good thing in life, is that when you have options, you have choices. Not when you're stuck, you have to go one way and that's it, that's your only option, or you feel like there's no options, right? That's the good thing about life, is when you have options. And, you know, right now, it's looking like I have several different options and several different people who are interested, and that's a good thing. And like I said, I'm in no rush to do it, which is why I haven't been giving you guys updates every day, because I really haven't made any determination yet. You know, once I get closer to having a determination, I'll let you know what I want to do and what we're going to do. I honestly don't know. At this point, like I said, this could turn into an in-person...
Hooray! Said, honestly, I honestly don't know. Phil being not honest, I know. Funny. But still, that is a bingo, hooray. We are 6 away? 7 away from a full house. Ear touch, hate to say, bills, good news. What the fuck are you talking about? Allow me to explain, and phone stuff. And technically phone stuff looks like it could have happened, but I'm going to wait until it says news stories. When he does the news stories, he definitely uses his phone. We sometimes see it as well. So that'll definitely confirm, you know, the phone stuff.
Person interview special. This could be just a segment on someone's podcast, or this could be an actual like in-depth online interview with someone. So I don't even know. I have no clue yet. We'll see. But you know, I now think with the thing that happened last week with the car repair and then the already identity theft, you know, the one thing that I know is that I just can't reveal anything too personal. You know, I just can't. The more that I reveal of personal information, the more people use it to hurt me. And it's a shame, because that means I can't really defend myself fully, no matter how much I want to, right? No matter how much I want to say, here's the evidence that you need to show that everything they've been saying is bullshit. The moment that I present said evidence, that's just going to be used to hurt me more and more and more. You know, that's not...
The only way evidence could be used to hurt you.
Money, yeah, yeah. Money, money. Oh, money, money. Yeah, yeah. Money, money.
Thank you very much, Heinz, for super chat. It says professionalism equals swearing at people in emails. Yeah, Phil is the epitome of professionalism. Aye, right. The only way that evidence could really hurt Phil Burnell, let's be honest here, is if it actually confirms everything we've been saying all goddamn along. That is legitimately the only sole reason why the evidence would hurt Phil Burnell. It would justify our claims. It would mean that we were right all along and Phil was lying to people about us being wrong and making up slanderous things. Evidence would hurt Phil. The only way evidence could help Phil Burnell is if he fabricates it all by himself and creates some fake evidence to try and justify all the things that, you know, he was saying was right all along, for God's sake. There's nothing Phil Burnell can do. He knows he hasn't got a lie to stand on. All he can do is bitch and whine and cry that we're lying and hope to God that enough people believe him to keep supporting him. Dark Angel Storm says DSP also been hitting them WWE Champions pools. His roster went from 420 to 426 and he's still begging for money. Correct. So SCP Soviet says, I tweeted out this morning a question. If Phil is registered as a business, can't we report him to the Better Business Bureau? I have zero idea, SCP Sophie. I don't understand the kind of legalities of these things. That's a meth bear question, because he's a lawyer. He's not a lawyer, but these kind of things. He's like a... He's more clued up on law than I am, so I don't know if meth bear's around. He could be, but it could be a meth bear question for sure if he's in a stream.
Not good. That sucks ass. It's a bad feeling to know that I really can't defend myself fully, because if I do, it's just going to shoot me. Like, what's the point if in the court of public opinion things are cleared up, if then my life is ruined because I have horrible things being done to me as a result of information being revealed or leaked, right? So it's kind of like, what's the point?
So Evans is asking why are people so obsessed with reporting Phil anyways. It's a case of making sure that if someone does something wrong, you want to make sure they don't get away with it, and in my opinion, Phil has actually broken the law. He has defrauded his own government, in my opinion. That's legitimate. I'm fairly convinced that Phil committed bankruptcy fraud, and that's something that, if you're an American citizen anyway, you might want to make sure you know everyone pays their dues in America, don't they? I know people try and find shortcuts in life, but you have Phil Bonnell openly bragging about the bankruptcy when it seems clear as day he did commit fraud to get that bankruptcy, and it feels a bit unfair if it's one of those things where he's getting away with not paying the debts that he accrued because he's using an addiction to WWE champions, and he's passing it off as a business expense when he does not have that as anything to do with his goddamn business. So maybe that's why people, I don't know, some people just don't like Phil enough that they want to just see him end. I know some people watch Phil and they kind of find entertainment in seeing him struggle and seeing him flap about, and some people don't. Some detractors don't want Phil Bonnell going away. I'm not. It's one of those things where I just kind of I want to see the right thing being done, and it would be nice if Phil Bonnell was held accountable for, in my opinion, the crimes he has committed. Whether that's just paying more money in taxes, whatever, just paying more. But he, in my opinion, he kind of screwed over his own nation that he supposedly loves. You know what I mean? So it's one of those things. It's like, yeah, you fucking scammed, your fucking country from paying what you're fucking meant to pay, and you fucking then call us mentally ill when you're fucking committing this kind of fraud brazenly and openly like this. Yeah, it was hard to me. There's a phrase, there's a kind of commonly used phrase on places like Kiwi Farms, for example. They kind of don't touch the poop. It's a very strongly kind of vivid mental images. I know, you know what I mean, but it's one of those things where don't get too close to Phil. We're trying to get too involved with the kind of personal affairs with Phil Bonnell. Don't touch the poop. Don't get too close to the action. Let Phil Bonnell destroy himself. And primarily, I'm all for that usually. You know what I mean? And it's one of those things where I don't. If people want to report Phil, I'm not going to fucking tell people what they can and cannot do. If they want to report him, so be it. I'm not going to tell people you can do or can't do it. But I will say that Phil is his own worst enemy almost all the time. He always does the worst things to himself. He is always the catalyst of his own catastrophe. So even if you are wanting to do things to Phil Bonnell, usually he is his own worst enemy, from my experience. So do what you will, do what you wish, but usually Phil Bonnell is his own worst enemy.
So all that being said, we'll see what happens, and I'll let you know as we get further in. All right? Calvin, I literally just explained this. He says, why do you need someone else to interview you to put your side across when you do it on your own channel? Because again, this channel is a very captive audience of my fans, right? Most people who are on this channel all the time enjoy my content, right? The hate watchers don't even sit here on the channel anymore. They watch illegal restreams and shit, right? So the people who are here already believe me. They're already sold on my story. They know that I'm telling the truth. They don't need convincing. They know the story. They've heard me explain everything very rationally and very logically. But the problem is, it's not the people here, my fans, who I'm trying to convince. It's the court of public opinion. You see? What's the point of me just sitting on my own channel saying the same stuff in a circle when everyone already knows my side of the story here? The problem is, everyone else on the internet, all right? Everyone else already has heard the bad story, but hasn't heard my side because no one outside of this channel gives it. No one. No one has said, oh, so, Phil's accused of this and this and this. And by the way, here's what he says. They don't do that. They just say, here's what he's accused of, done. They feel like they don't have to tell the whole story. And that's not journalism. That's a complete irresponsibility. That's gossip. That's slander. It's exactly what it is. So that's the whole point of me giving my own side. Do you see? That is 100% the whole point of me giving my whole side of the story, is now getting my side at least out in the public. Okay? And I can only do that by not doing it on my own channel, but doing it somewhere else for someone that has an audience. Yep. Okay. Tucker Carlson? Okay. Tucker Carlson, that's probably going to be going on. Right. All right. So anyway, guys, that's the update, which is, it's interesting, but at the same time, I have nothing concrete for you yet. Maybe as we get closer or further in, further into the gaming season, another week or two, maybe I'll have more information. Right now, I got nothing. All right. Nothing concrete. Just a bunch of ideas being discussed. Okay. Before we get to game news, I just want to say thank you. Yesterday was a great supportive day. I really appreciate that. Remember, great ways to support the channel. If you're enjoying the new release content today, would be to like the stream. Hitting 100 likes is what my goal is for every stream. If you're watching the content on demand, please remember that liking the videos and leaving comments on them helps dramatically. My problem is I keep forgetting to say that in the videos. It's my fault. I keep forgetting to say during the video, hey, YouTubers who are watching on demand, please like the video and leave a comment. And when I don't do that, people don't do it, and then the engagement doesn't happen, and that's my fault. And that definitely happened yesterday, where I totally forgot, starting up 2 new freaking games, to say that. And I feel stupid. I do. You know what it is? I got so wrapped up with the TV arriving and everything that I basically lost my way. And, you know, I was so behind getting stuff started with that first stream. I didn't even think, oh yeah, brand new game, guys, you know. So if you do watch my content on demand, please like the videos, leave comments if you can. You know, it will help. It will absolutely positively help if you do that on the channel this week in particular with all the new stuff that I'm doing. Fair enough? Cool. Oh, if you want to support the channel, like I was going to say, liking helps. Of course, Super Chat, Super Stickers are great. Memberships are great. We already hit our members goal for the month, so it's not that big of a concern. Tips would be great. This is month end now. And at the end of the month, as you know, that first week of every single month, there's a lot of bills that end up being due. Tips would be great for that. It would help out. You know, you get animations. This is the last few days for the special Halloween animations to see them. All right. So thank you in advance for any contributions whatsoever. You guys know the deal when it comes to tips. First of all, if you tip $8 or more in a single tip, you get to ask the Magic 8 Ball a question. So let's ask it. Magic 8 Ball, will I unlock a good new weapon today? Most likely. Cool. They finally gave me a definitive answer. It's about time. Sweet. Cool. If we hit $50 of tips today, I'll put on the Gunner glasses. If we raise $100 of tips today, I'll put on a vest of your choice. And of course, if we raise $150, I'll put on a hat of your choice. All right? I'd love to do that. Yesterday, I actually wore the camo vest, was it? Yeah, camo vest. And what was the hat that I wore yesterday?
Hold on. Did he get him the wrong way around? Did he say $100 for a vest? Since when? It's $100 for a hat. Hang on.
If we hit $50 of tips today, I'll put on the Gunner glasses. If we raise $100 of tips today, I'll put on a vest of your choice. And of course, if we raise $150, I'll put on a hat of your choice. All right? I'd love to do that.
I mean, but why? I mean, that was the old way. That was the old way of doing things. It used to be $100 was a vest and $150 was a hat. But that's not happened in a long time. So if Bill stripping himself up here, does that mean he's going to have to stick to that now? Is he just going to... So people want a vest at $100. He's going to get $100 now. Watch this happening. He's going to get $100. People are going to demand a vest. He's going to call them stupid. He'll point out to them, you said vest instead of hat. And he's going to fucking start banning a whole bunch of people.
Yesterday, I actually wore the camo vest, was it? Yeah, camo vest. And what was the hat that I wore yesterday? The beret. That's right. I wonder what weird combination you have me wear today, right? All right, so that's that. Gaming news-wise, I have one weird... Did I say it backwards? I did. It's hat at 100 and vest at 150. I said it completely backwards. I got confused. Hold on one second. And then we got one weird game news story. It actually is pretty a weird one, okay? So, in the last couple of months, I believe I've talked about this once or twice, Square Enix has decided to sell off a bunch of their properties and studios. They got rid of Hitman, right, in the last few years, and Hitman went kind of independent to do its own thing. And they've sold off several other games and things in the last several years, okay? Well, the weirdest thing happened. Square Enix releases their earnings report, okay? And in their earnings report, they announced the oddest thing to investors. Just listen to this. I'm going to paraphrase it, obviously. I'm not going to say it word for word. They say, so we've done a market analysis, and we have come to the determination that solely developing games for a Japanese market is no longer sustainable. The Japanese gaming market basically doesn't make enough money anymore. We need to now, when we design games, we need to design them for a more global or worldwide audience.
Oh, for God's sake, he's going to go an anti-Japanese rant again. I'm amazed that nobody's flagged him up for being a bit racist towards the Japanese. He keeps talking so negatively about Japanese in general. It's bizarre.
Have to have this now in mind. It can't just be Japanese-centric anymore. So, moving forward, that's what we're going to try to do. Because we feel that's what's the most profitable, okay? Now, what's funny about this is, some people immediately spun it into, like, this drama and slander shit. Like, Square Enix is saying that the Japanese weeb games aren't good, man. And they're saying that the anime games are for losers who live in their parents' basements. And they're not buying the games anymore. They just pirate them anyway. So, we're not... Wow, man, it's a crazy statement from Square Enix. They did not say that. Okay? They did not say that at all. All right? Here's what I think is happening in Japan. In Japan, technology moves faster than everywhere else. It's true. And in Japan, there's been an explosion of mobile phones and devices, and the mobile market in Japan is insane. All right? Like, you could go to like a store and buy a phone in a store, not that expensive, and it's a pretty full-featured phone with games and all kinds of shit on it, and mobile gaming is giant over there, okay? So, and also, I guess what they're also saying is the overall age of the country in Japan is getting older because younger people are not finding it viable in their lives to have kids anymore. The people over there, their culture is work. It's like a workaholic culture. And when you're a workaholic, you don't even have time for personal relationships. You don't have time to have kids. So what's happening is the entire populace is getting older and older and older, and there's no more younger customer base buying the video games anymore. So all that's happening is the mobile market is exploding, while console games and full-fledged video games for PC and console are not doing well in Japan. Okay, this has just been happening the last few years. So Square Enix is looking at this and saying, well, we, you know, historically, if you look at the games we develop, a lot of them are developed kind of a more Japanese-centric design in mind, and this isn't going to fly anymore. We can't operate our entire business based off of that. We need to look at outside of Japan, right, and see what else there is out there for a market, because we're just not getting the sales we used to anymore. So we have to broaden our horizons. But the funny part about that is, in the last 2 years, they've done everything they possibly can to like sell off their Western properties. Like I said, they got rid of Hitman, and they got rid of this one and that. They've got rid of all the studios and the things under their umbrella that probably would have helped them to reach the bigger worldwide market. So it's almost like everything they've done in the past 2.5, 3 years was wrong, and now they're looking back at themselves like, oh shit, we completely screwed up. We thought it was going to go this way, it went this way. Now we're like between a rock and a hard place. What do we do, right? So that's just interesting to me. Now the question is, how's this going to affect stuff, right? Like when I think Square Enix, all right, I think some of their flagship series, like I think Final Fantasy is one of the biggest ones, right? It always traditionally Square Enix, Final Fantasy, that's like synonymous. And we know Final Fantasy 16 is right around the corner, right? We're aware of that. But outside of that, and I think the other one is Forspoken coming out next year, which sadly, if you take a look at the Forspoken feedback, people just aren't that excited for it. I think at first people really were, but the more and more information that we got about the game, you know, people just haven't been as excited anymore. They just get less excited for it. It looks more, I mean, the graphics look good. But outside of that, the gameplay just doesn't look that good. You know what I'm saying? So what do they really have in their wheelhouse that's coming out in the next 1 to 2 years that they think is going to be like a big seller besides Final Fantasy 16? I guess maybe Crisis Core. I think it's coming out in December. And of course, they're working on Final Fantasy 7 Rebirth, which would be the second in a trilogy of Final Fantasy 7 remake games. So they got that in the horizon. And they're lucky. They're very lucky that Final Fantasy 7 caught on the way it did and has a giant worldwide audience. They are, because it's a very, let's be honest, it is kind of a Japanese-centric game when it comes to the design and everything. But I think that they did a good job of making it a worldwide hit, okay? But I guess the question is, as I scratch my head here, I'm like, what else do they got? They got Final Fantasy, Final Fantasy, and Final Fantasy. You know, like, what else is Square known for? You know, they were known for Tomb Raider, but that's done, right? They finished their trilogy. And there really is no signs that they're making a new Tomb Raider game or anything, right? Like, what else is there? I don't know. So, I guess we got to kind of scratch our head and say, I wonder what they're going to do, right? What are they going to be doing to hit a worldwide audience, you know? So, I guess we'll see, moving forward, what they're going to do. But, I hope for the best. I like the company. I think Square Enix does missteps every once in a while, and they do have some sad things that happen. Like Final Fantasy 15, I felt was like a tragedy, because the game is good, but the game's unfinished. You play it and you're like, dude, there's like chunks missing in this game. You could feel it. It's so disjointed. Like, what the hell happened in this game? No, I'm sorry. I don't believe that all of a sudden in the middle of the story, you go to a town where half the town they didn't even bother to render. It's floating and there's no content in the town. Like, no, obviously this is not finished. You know, I'm not stupid. Obviously you rushed this and you didn't finish half the game. There's like big chunks of the story that don't even make sense, right? So, I guess we'll see what happens. I'm excited to see if they are going to be pumping out different kinds of projects that are more worldwide centric and not just Japanese culture focused, you know. I've always liked the company, and I hope that they do better. I just hope that they stop with banking on things that flop, because they have banked on a few things that have majorly flopped, right? Wasn't Avengers Square Enix? And Guardians of the Galaxy, which was a great game, but no one bought at first because of the flop of Avengers. That's really the shame here, is that they put out good games, and a lot of their good games get hampered by their misses. Avengers is absolutely a huge miss from what anyone was looking for in an Avengers game. But Guardians of the Galaxy is pretty much what you would want from a Guardians game, but no one knew that because Avengers sucked. You didn't trust it. You know what I mean? And then when they finally released it at a big discount a month later, everyone bought it, but it was already too late to make up their money, you know? So, so I guess we'll see. All right. that's the story. Let's get the shout outs. We don't have a lot. We have very few shout outs today. Our first shout out today is a $1.25 tip from an anonymous person asking, am I going to have an interview with Joe Rogan? Yes. Absolutely. Joe Rogan is the man. And that was my plan all along. Even though I'm talking with YouTubers, it was just a trick. It was a dirty trick to get someone to get me booked on Joe Rogan. So my master plan has worked. Joe has reached out. He's offered me several $1 million to be on his show. It's life-changing, obviously. This is all truthful, what I'm saying right now. There's absolutely no chance that what I'm saying could possibly be fake in any way, shape, or form. Now we have a $1.25 tip from D's Nuts. Good Lord, I hope we get another name up on the leaderboard. Seriously. D's Nuts says, when are you playing the Call of Duty campaign? I literally just explained on the show that I'm down for playing it whenever. Today I wanted to do more multiplayer because I really didn't feel like I'd gotten enough yesterday. I really felt like we were just scratching the surface and didn't get to even do much or unlock or anything. You know what I'm saying? Today, that's my goal, is to get unlocks in progress. And tomorrow, we're either do more multiplayer or we can start the campaign based on what you guys want. It's up to you. You guys decide what you want to see on the stream tomorrow. Okay? D's Nuts. All right, as of now, that's all I got. We got no super chats, no super stickers, no memberships, and no other tips to shout out. So what I will do is I will open up the chat to open. This is the opposite of the last several shows where we had so much to talk about that the show always ran late. Today looks like we're definitely getting done on time. I will open the chat now to Q&A. If you guys would like to ask me any questions, now would be the time. Please tag me in the chat and let's get some discussion going. Okay? All right. Here we go. Let's see what the first question is. I'm sure it's going to be the most intelligent, well thought out, well phrased, interesting question that could possibly be tossed my way. There's absolutely no way that it could be anything else. So I fervently await answering the first question. Clay JT says, when are you starting a Joke of the Day segment? I'm not. I think that's silly. Northwest Texas, would you move to Twitter streaming? Twitter streaming. Man, I've never even fathomed that there would be a thing one day called Twitter streaming because Twitter has never really tried to delve into that at all, right? Would I ever do Twitter streaming? I'd have to see. I would have to see, what it entails. Does it mean that they have a new app that you can actually broadcast like video straight to Twitter if you want? So maybe I do the shorts here. So maybe I could do straight to Twitter. I don't know. I actually don't know. I would have to get see what they have in mind, see what it's all about. Let me put it this way. I'm more open-minded these days to doing things that are new, simply because it seems like a lot of the times when I try them, they work out. At the same time, I want to see what the heck Twitter streaming entails. You know what I mean? Okay. Only Fear of Death says, I miss Friday Night Fights. Will it come back? Not anytime soon. I'm not saying it's never coming back. I'm saying just not anytime soon. Too many new releases. Eternal Napalm says, how do you feel about Final Fantasy 16 having a War of the Icons? I don't know what that means. If you mean like the summons fighting each other, it looks pretty neat. It looks like giant kaiju battles, right? It's kind of neat. I don't know how it's going to be implemented in the game, but it looks nice in what they've shown. Have I considered simulcasting on Rumble? No, it's weird. There's all of a sudden, all of these new alternative sites are popping up, right? One's Rumble, one is Odyssey, I think it's called. That's that. But basically, Rumble is supposed to be the alternative to like Twitch, and Odyssey, I guess, is supposed to be the alternative to YouTube. I've watched a few videos on Odyssey, namely Angry Video Game Nerd stuff, because remember I told you earlier this year I was doing some research into the nerd and stuff like that, and he backed up all his videos on this third-party website called Odyssey. Interestingly enough, when the site works, it's fine when it works. And what I mean by that is sometimes you click a video, it doesn't even load, and you try and you're like, oh, that video's not available now. Wait, why? Why not? And you come back, later in the day and it's there. So obviously they're now up to stuff with YouTube when it comes to their servers and stuff. I don't know anything about Rumble. I've never seen any content on Rumble before to know if it's any good or, the level of performance over there. I think there's others too, right? There was one, someone told me there was an entire site based on crypto, which is bad. Because can you imagine if you had moved your whole business off of YouTube onto a site that's financed by crypto and then crypto crashed this year and you lost everything? Shit. Right? Like, talk about a bad move of putting all your eggs in one basket and gambling on everything and then losing everything. Like, it was funny because the last few years, this crypto exploded. You guys told me all about how I should invest in crypto. I was like, are you crazy? That's a horrible idea. There's no way that that's going to be a stable market. It has no tried and true history at all. It's a complete gamble. That would be a heinously bad choice, in my opinion. and then it crashed. And I'm curious how many people had their lives upended because of the.
I mean, you're fucking saying that, but you put so much money into WWE Champions, Phil. That's not even gambling. That's just you pissing money away for some, JPEGs, some wrestling JPEGs. I mean, oh my god, Phil, Mr. Bankruptcy talking about how other people are dumb for their financial input, their own financial ideas. It's what to do with your money. Nah, Phil, stay in your lane. Shut up. You don't know anything.
Crypto crash. Oh yeah, Nick Raketa now streams mainly on Rumble. It's much less restrictive. Interesting. I'm curious what it's like over there. See, the thing is, no matter what I do, right? Like, let me put it this way. I'm kind of a free agent at this point. I'm not assigned to any exclusivity deal with anyone. When I was on Twitch, they have you in an exclusivity deal. They say to you, if you're going to stream elsewhere, you basically are in our bad graces. And if you're in a partnership with us, you can't ever try to monetize elsewhere. When you're on YouTube, they don't have that kind of closed-ended agreement. You can basically do whatever you want. So I'm free to move wherever I want to go. And again, I wouldn't be against trying something new, but the times that I've done it, like I still harken back to the days of like Blip TV, right? I was so being sold on moving to Blip by the guys from back then. It was that guy with the glasses. Today it would be Channel Awesome, but they were so selling me. They were like, move all your content to Blip. You know what I mean? Like, this is the way to go. It's better than YouTube. Overall, you're going to make good money here. It's all about having your whole catalog here and blah, blah, blah. And then within just a few years of me, possibly going there, they went out of business completely. It just seems like everything's a gamble these days. I don't know. Again, here's the thing. I'm not against trying something new, but at the same time, every time that you do it, there's a risk involved. And the way I see it is, number one, I don't want to upend my YouTube after now having put so much work into this channel in the last year and a half, right? I've just busted my butt in the last year and a half to basically get my YouTube back to a workable state after having neglected this channel for like 4.5 years and basically just having it be a repository of my streams from Twitch. I turned it into an active channel again, right? I'm posting on the community page. You guys are interacting with me via polling and things. Videos active now. There's actually videos on the channel just for the channel, right? Things like the daily wrap and the short schedule are just for YouTube. They're not even live stream. And the fact that I have an active viewer base that came here from Twitch and am now used to this, that, there was growing pains for sure. Like, we had to really learn the ins and outs of YouTube streaming and see, the kind of drawbacks and things, but we've kind of gotten used to it now after about a year and a half, right? And let's be honest, I just hit some milestones. We've topped 200,000 subscribers. We're actually on an upward trend of subscribers now, and I get the feeling the more new games that I start to play over the next several weeks, you're going to see that go up and up even further. So we're on a growth trajectory. The last thing I would want to do is stifle that now and say, oh, by the way, pause all of that because I'm going to try out another site. I guess what people are suggesting is simulcasting, like broadcasting to 2 different places at once. I'm not against that. At the same time, sadly, I feel what would happen is I wouldn't be able to do that right now. And the reason is I would need to have more dedicated moderators, because if you're on a new place, obviously I can't moderate 2 chats at once. You know what I mean? On YouTube, if there's a moderator around, great. That's great that they help me out, but it's not always necessary. A lot of the streams are slower streams anyway. It's not a big deal. And sometimes I'm able to self-moderate that stream. But if I were to move to another platform, now you're talking a whole new level, right, of moderation and thing. The other thing is, do any kind of moderation, bots or whatever, even work on these new platforms, right? Like, for example, if I were to simulcast on Rumble, would Nightbot, or is there another bot you can utilize to moderate a chat? Or is it kind of like, well, it's a free-for-all over there, right? Just do whatever you want and you deal with it. Like, that's not good. You guys know the level of crap that we would have to put up with here if there was no moderation on YouTube. Can you imagine? On a third-party site like that, what would happen, right? So, yeah, I don't know. I'm skeptical, but if anyone has information, if you have more information or suggestions on this and you'd like to send it my way, please, by all means, do. I'd be interested in getting more information on it, okay? Okay. Sneeds, Feed and Seed, there's a super chat saying, what is your definition of a podcast? A podcast, by definition, used to be any kind of an audio-based show, primarily of a talk show style focus, that was easily downloadable and digestible to be listened to on an iPod. That's why it was called a podcast. Yeah, iPods were so big when they...
Hold on. Give me a second. Give me a second to check this.
I don't care about anyone telling me that I need to improve or change. But let me tell you,
2 seconds.
when your life is all positive instead of negative, it's a much better situation. And I can tell you that from personal experience.
So, podcast. I just put up podcast. Podcast, a digital audio file made available on the internet for downloading to a computer or mobile device, typically available as a series, new installments of which can be received by subscribers automatically. Digital audio file. Digital audio file. Now, let's see what Phil said again. How did he explain it again?
I'd be interested in Even Seed, the super chat saying, what is your definition of a podcast? A podcast, by definition, used to be any kind of an audio-based show, primarily of a talk show style focus that was easily downloadable and digestible to be listened to on an iPod. That's why it was called a podcast.
I mean, that is not actually too far different. That's not massively different. Well, Phil just randomly dropping an iPod in there. Okay, kind of random. But that was the old explanation, but Phil's going to try and say it's now evolved. So let's see what his new explanation is.
Yeah, iPods were so big when they were popular that an entire medium of content was named after it. Okay? Now, over the years, that has absolutely positively evolved and changed. No one even uses iPods anymore, but we still have podcasts, right? The definition of a podcast has dramatically expanded. There's some people who do full-blown studio-style shows, okay? While others are just audio shows, just shooting the shit. You could have a podcast that's solely one person talking. You could have a podcast that's an entire panel of people with guests and things calling in. You could have shows that are based off of other mediums, like discussing pop culture, discussing music, discussing other things as a format of the show. You could have someone just talking about their day. That's a podcast. It's incredibly flexible, all right? Everyone's going to have a different idea and a different definition of what it should be, but ideally, it's a very broad-reaching term, and anyone who's doing any kind of an audio-style, show with a lot of talk and it's downloadable in some form, that's a podcast. So the Level 1 podcast is a podcast. You obviously can watch this video. You can mark it and watch it later, at a later date. There is currently no audio-only version of the show available.
I'm pretty sure that's inaccurate. I'm certain I've seen detractors actually upload Phil's podcast to Spotify as an audio-only, version. I'm certain of that. But Phil is too lazy to do an audio-only version himself.
But that doesn't mean that people don't do it anyway. I know for a fact they do. My best recommendation, if you like content on YouTube, is to become a YouTube Premium subscriber. And I know this sounds like I'm shilling for YouTube. I promise you I'm not. This is my honest testimonial. In the several months that I've been a YouTube Premium subscriber, I have really enjoyed my use of the site way more. So to give you some perspective, if you're a YouTube Premium subscriber, you could take a show like the Level 1 podcast and you can mark it as, oh, this is a show that I like every day. I want to have this as a viewable even when offline show. And what happens is every day you can archive the show as an offline video, and then you can listen to it after the fact as a podcast, even if you're not connected to the internet. That's a feature of YouTube Premium that a lot of people don't know about. And I feel that a lot of people probably do that for podcast style content, right? You're not always going to be readily available at an internet connection, and you want to listen to stuff. You know what I'm saying? So there you go. So seed feeding the seed, that is what a podcast is. That's not even my definition. That's the generalized definition that like Merriam-Webster would probably use. If you disagree with it, you have the right to, but just know that the authority on this thing is the dictionary, and if you disagree with the dictionary, you're going to get smacked, because the dictionary is very thick, and when it smacks you in the face, it's going to hurt. So you got to be careful about that kind of stuff. Okay, Main Vega has done a super chat and says, are you pro breakfast for dinner? Like having pancakes, eggs, bacon, etc. for your dinner meal? My wife hates it, but I love it. I'm not against it, and we have done it before. My wife has made a few different breakfast casseroles that we would eat for dinner. It's certainly not something we do all the time or regularly, but every once in a while for variety, I don't see the harm in it. Especially if you're someone who doesn't have a lot of time in the morning to cook a big breakfast. Like I don't. In the morning, I'll either going to have something that's quick, like a bagel, toast it, put something on it, eat it. A muffin, just eat it. A microwave burrito, toss it in, eat it. That's, I don't have a lot of time in the morning to make a big...
There we go. Phil confirming now. Remember Phil used to fucking pretend he woke up like a couple of hours before the show? Bullshit. That is basically Phil confirming now. No disputing it, no hiding it. Phil wakes up after 10 AM. He has less than an hour to basically get ready for his podcast to show. There's no way. No, Killdeer says he wakes up at 9:30. No, he doesn't. I dispute that. I absolutely refuse to believe Phil wakes up at 9:30. He wakes up at least at 10 AM, if not later.
A detailed breakfast. So, dinner is the big meal we do once a day. So if you do breakfast for dinner, now you make a big breakfast, you have a chance to actually enjoy that, right? Thank you, Bing Vega. And then Luca23 did a super chat and has been following since your OG Modern Warfare 2 coverage. Stay frosty. Wow. That was 2009. So you've been following me for 13 freaking years. That is pretty amazing. And I thank you very much for following me for that long. I really do appreciate that. Okay. Any other questions anyone would like to tag me and ask? We got about 15 minutes left on the show. So last chance to ask me anything before we get started with multiplayer gameplay here. And again, thank you for those who are supporting the channel. I appreciate that. 81 likes. We're very close to our bubble blow. Oh, you know what I need to do? Hold on. Hold your horses. I'm going to go get more bubbles. Because my wife told me where they are. I'm going to go get a new thing of bubbles.
My wife told me where they are. Did Mummy put them somewhere safe for you, Phil? Jesus fucking Christ. Oh, no, wait. Somebody in his chat actually super chatted right there. We're behind, by the way. So we're like 20 minutes behind or something, 15, 20 minutes behind. We're 20 minutes behind, Phil. But someone just super chatted there.
Alright.
Rainy day fund is money saved for emergencies or bills. Yeah, pretty much. Someone, is it, so did Phil get it wrong again?
I got pink.
Oh my.
I have all different colors. There's purple, because we bought like a 6-pack. We were in a store
The only 6-pack Phil's ever going to come across anytime soon.
many years ago. And this was just about the time when we had rescued Jasper, and we were looking for like toys and things for him to play with. And my wife was like, oh, some cats like bubbles. So we were at a store, and they just happened to have like a 6-pack of bubbles. So we bought one for like just a few bucks, you know, cheap. And we brought him home, we started blowing them, and Jasper was scared of bubbles. We were like, he was terrified. He had no idea what they were. So he was just like freaking out and running away from the bubbles like they were something dangerous. Now, he reacts differently to bubbles. He's kind of curious of what they are. And he'll kind of like, he doesn't like chase them, but he's just looking like, what is that? What could that be? Which is kind of cool. So, bubbles. And full one. So this one should probably last another several years. The last one lasted all the way from, here we go, this is open. Lasted all the way from, when we were playing Fall Guys. So that was what, the summer of 2020? So it lasted all the way from the summer of 2020 to now. 2.5 years. So, so these bubbles might, I mean, we do blow bubbles more often now. Whenever we hit 100 likes, I blow bubbles for you guys. So it definitely happens more often. We might go through them more quickly now. But there you go. Okay, I just received a tip from Tarantula MS. How's it going, Tarantula? Good to see you. He says, I'm curious if you got a chance to check out the gaming documentary channels that I emailed you. No. In fact, I strongly recommend you email me again. I did not see them. However, there's a chance I never saw them because if you email me with links, sometimes my spam filter blocks it by default and I never see it. So maybe what you want to do is email me, but don't email me the links to said channels, but just email me the names. And then hopefully, by the way, $10 tip. Thank you for the support because your animation. Hopefully I'll get the email. Maybe I'll look into it. I have not looked into any gaming documentary stuff. At this point, we're pretty booked. For example, next month, celebratory event we're doing on Black Friday is the Adpocalypse special, where I'm going to be reacting to ads that you guys pick from the internet. That's going to be a special. And then next month, just a little preview. Once we hit November this week, the next goal for members that we hit is going to be the Christmas event. So the Christmas event entails 2 special things. The first is the return of the King of Christmas tournament in WWE 2K22, where we're going to do a stream exclusively of WWE sim matches that are holiday themed. Then I want to do a gaming marathon where you guys will pick games and I will be in festive attire like holiday sweaters and shirts, and I'll be drinking, which I never do on stream, but I'll do it for this stream. I'll drink all day long and have a good time with you guys, just having a good, ordering food and having a good festive time. All right, so yeah, that's exciting, and that's next month's goal. So what
Finally, he messed with his little piggy ear. He finally poked his wee piggy ear about. That's a triple bingo. That's a triple bingo for the ear touch. So, 3 of these fuckers to play. Hang on. 1, 2. There's a fucking hat trick of goddamn fucking MLG horns, fucking Yaldi. We are 4 away from a full house. And remember, guys, if we have 100 likes, that is a free space that we can use.
I would say is I'll probably start looking for new goals for December, January to move it to next year. And if we have a different kind of React event, that could kind of be interesting. So I might want to look into those channels. Thank you, Tarantula MS, for the generous tip. All right, guys. So, any more questions? Let's see here. Jeremy says, I'm excited about God of War Ragnarok. Apparently, it's excellent. I'm looking forward to the gameplay. Careful of spoilers online. Yeah, for me, I'm 100% staying out of spoilers, for sure, which is good. Obviously I don't want to be spoiled on the game. But yeah, I know. As we all knew, send out early release copies. Game is spoiled. I mean, it goes hand in hand. It's cause and effect. You have to be an idiot to think that would happen. But I don't know why the companies just keep sending them out. They're more on it. Okay. Okay. Do I have good Halloween memories as a kid, says Darth Galbach? Yes and no, because I have a few good ones. I have some really bad ones. You know, I remember trick-or-treating with my parents and going around the local neighborhood and getting a good amount of candy and then coming home, of course, and counting the candy and actually trading with my cousin, because if there's one she liked the ones, like I like chocolate, she liked like Smarties and hard candies, so we would trade for the ones that we liked. Like, give me Tootsie Roll, give me chocolate bar, you could have all these hard candies, lollipops, you could have, you know, we would trade for what we liked. That was nice, that was fun. And, you know, I remember having decorations all around the house, animatronic, like things that would go, hoo ha ha, and stuff in the front hallway, which is really cool. But at the same time, there were a few Halloweens that sucked. Like, I remember there's one Halloween where I really had gotten a nice costume and everything. And our intention was, basically what happened was, as I was getting older, our neighborhood was getting worse. Admittedly, okay? A lot more crime, a lot more teenagers causing problems. And so, basically, the trick-or-treating was becoming non-existent where I lived. So a year or two, I was trick-or-treating in my great-aunt's neighborhood, and that was okay. But one year, my parents said, well, I heard that there's trick-or-treating at the mall. You know, we're going to go to the mall and do trick-or-treating there. So I don't know what happened. I just remember we went to the mall and it was too late. The trick-or-treating had ended. And that was the only trick-or-treating that we had planned. And by then it was too late to really trick-or-treat outside in the neighborhood. So that year, I literally got no Halloween candy. And my parents, I'm trying to remember if they bought me candy or... I just remember I was so sad because I had a nice costume and everything.
I'm pretty sure Phil was probably like 14 years old at this point.
So excited to trick-or-treat it, and it didn't happen. But, you know, that's life. I don't remember exactly what happened with it. I just remember not having too many particularly great memories of trick-or-treating. So... What social group did I fit into in high school? None. We had our own group. It was myself and my best friend, and then we had 2 other kids who joined our group eventually, and we just hung out and did our own thing. We weren't involved with anyone else. We weren't nerdy. We weren't jocks. We were like the anti-group. Like, you couldn't really categorize us. Like, I was tall and skinny. I was, you know, 6 feet tall, just under 6 feet tall. I was very skinny in high school. Like, I would look completely different than I do now. My face was skinny. Like, my body, everything was skinny. And then I had a friend who was actually a little bit shorter, but more stocky and muscular. And then we had another guy who was kind of like bulky. And we had another kid, like, you know what I mean? Like, we were all different. Like, none of us even looked the same. We were all, like, different, kind of like the oddball group. You know what it is that we just didn't want to deal with all the drama of high school. We were like, we don't want to deal with being in a clique. So we fucking made our own. And everyone just leave us the fuck alone. That's true, too, because it was weird. So I was the valedictorian of my high school. My best friend at the time was in the high honors classes, but didn't care, so he didn't get good grades or anything, but still somehow stayed in the classes, figured that one out. The other friend of ours was like bottom, like the lowest level, didn't give a shit about school, and was getting Fs on everything and everything. You know, he didn't care about nothing at all, so he was totally not in line with us in school. And then our other friend was kind of middle of the pack, so it was like just weird. It really was. No, this was before I was doing weights. I didn't start weightlifting until I was in college, and that's when I bulked up. I gained about, like, I'm trying to think, like, I probably gained, because remember...
Oh my fucking god, bulked up. I cannot. Well, you've got no idea what bulking up's like. Let me pull up a resident big beefy bastard. Where is he? Where's Jaha? Jaha, where are you, you big beefy bastard? I want to pull up pictures here and show you off the stream. Usually you don't have to scroll too far until you get to a Jaha selfie. He takes like a picture of himself pretty much every other day, bursting out a wee like tank top that's too small for him. Where is this big beefy bastard? Hang on. There he is, fucking found him finally. Here we go. These are the things, you know, Phil thinks he was like this in college. Phil genuinely believes he was like this in college. And that's not the case. Not even close. Not even close. He wishes he was like this in college. This is how Phil saw himself. Aside from being like, Asian. No offense, Jaha. But yeah, you get what I'm saying though. What the fuck is Jaha retweeting? Someone's fucking twirling a KFC drumstick. What in the fuck? That's actually very impressive. How the hell do you twirl a chicken leg? I'm very confused. Good old Jaha, but yeah, every other day he's essentially posting pictures of himself. Isn't one of the most recent ones as well. He needs to get a fucking top that's fucking big enough for him. Christ, you get what I'm saying though? Phil thinks he was getting these kind of gains in college. Nah, you seen those noodle arms struggling at TV the other day. He does not. He lifted weights like once or twice and thought he was a beefcake or something. It's that episode of South Park. Weight gain 9,000, whatever the fuck it was. He's like, I'm going to beef up.
In high school, I was around 180 pounds. And then I bulked up by probably about 20 pounds. I was probably like 205, but it was mostly muscle. When I was in my early college days. Yeah. Because what happened was, you know, you go to college and you gain weight. And that sucks because, you know, everyone gains weight. What do they call it? The college 40 or whatever it calls. I forget what they call freshman 40. Which is ridiculous. You can gain 40 pounds. It's terrible. Well, I didn't gain 40 pounds, but I definitely gained a little bit of weight living on campus. But then when I started living with my parents again and commuting to college, that's when I started lifting weights in the basement. And I ended up, it's freshman 15, not the freshman 40. I was like, 40. 40 pounds, that's pretty unhealthy. I think you can put yourself in the hospital. Freshman 40. Freshman 15, okay. No, but like, definitely, that's when I started working out and I started losing weight and gaining muscle. And it was funny because, like I said, I was at that point, I basically wasn't friends with my friends from school anymore. I was friends with Street Fighter players. So here I'm going to like an arcade to play Marvel vs. Capcom 2 and Capcom vs. SNK 2. And people are like, Jesus Christ, Phil, like, are you roiding? I'm like, no. They're like, no, we're a little worried. I was like, what do you mean?
No. Nobody in your entire life has ever accused you of being on the steroids. They'll probably have accused you of being on some sort of strange hallucinogenic drug, but not steroids, Phil.
Like, dude, you're like gaining mass like crazy. I was like, no, like, I'm serious. I'm not roiding or anything. I swear to God. I'm just lifting weights. I was taking the protein shit, the protein shakes and stuff, whey protein. Back then, they didn't even have the creatine yet. This was the early 2000s. Like, creatine wasn't even like mainstream yet. But anyway, that was short-lived. Like I said, I only lifted weights for about maybe a year and a half on and off. And I basically stopped because I told you guys the story. I scared myself. I think I popped a blood vessel in my head while lifting. So stupidly, when you lift, you're always supposed to have a spot.
Oh my god. Oh my fucking god. Oh my fucking god. I do wish Jaha was available right now to talk to about this. I really do. Because he's also there as an expert on lifting, you know what I mean? He's like, did this ever happen to you? What the hell? I want his take on this. I'm definitely going to ask him this after the show.
Spotter. I didn't have a spotter. I just fucking weightlifted. And one day I was doing bench press, and all of a sudden I start seeing stars, like literally sparkles, and I feel intense, like a pop and pressure in my head, and I was feeling dizzy, and I had the fucking weight on me. I'm like, oh, this is not good. So I just kind of sat there with the weight on my chest for a few minutes and tried to regain my senses. And then very slowly and very, very carefully, and it was challenging because I didn't feel good, I got the weight back up, and for the rest of the day, I was like out of sorts. So I think something crazy happened. Like I said, I think I went too hard. And since then, I kind of got scared to do it again, unless my dad was around the spot, and my dad just wasn't around that much. Usually I would weightlift when he was at work. So I basically just, I stopped doing it, and that's when I fell out of it. So about a year and a half, I was doing it, and then I just kind of like stopped, dead. Anyway. All right, any final questions? Any last minute things before we jump into Modern Warfare, guys? We got 6 likes to go for our bubble blow. There you go. That would be great.
Bill, what the hell are you doing with your hand? This motion, this hand motion that's going on right now. Anyone else understand what he's doing right here? Look at his, well, his right arm to us, his left hand arm. Look at his arm from our perspective, the left hand arm.
Anyway. All right, any final questions? Any last minute things before we jump into Modern Warfare, guys?
What the hell is he doing? Someone tell me.
We got 6 likes to go for our bubble blow. There you go. That would be great. Shall I give my detractors their clip of the day? Would you like me to do that? Just give them a clip of the day so they can clip this and then nothing else to talk about? Here you go. There's ample time. There's still a few minutes for ginormous contributions to come in. Like if someone just wanted to drop like a giant $100 tip or, you know, like a $50,000 tip, that'd be great. There you go. Clip of the day. Now they can shut up.
No, I don't really care about that. I want to actually debunk your fucking ridiculous thing about how you're fucking beefing up and roiding up so much that your brain almost exploded at your fucking head or something. No. I'm definitely going to talk to Jaha after this and say, hey, Bill said this dumb shit. Can you make sense of this?
Oh, and just like that, we hit our likes goal. Excellent. All right, cool. Let's do a full screen celebratory bubble blow from the bubbles that are full. They're absolutely full. So I gotta be careful because it's gonna drip everywhere. That was a nice one. The bubbles are gonna be more full now because I'm gonna have way more liquid. Wow, one of the bubbles is floating way on the other side of my office and suspending in air and not popping. Holy crap, it's still there. It's still going. It's heading towards my window. Where did it go? There it is. It's still going. It's still going. Now it's starting to lose elevation. Oh, it's going down, down. Now it's around waist level. It's still going down. It still didn't pop. It's about to pop. Finally, it popped. Wow. That was a good one. Cool. Very nice. What are my favorite hors d'oeuvres? I couldn't even tell you the last. I will have an hors d'oeuvre. I don't know if I've ever even had an hors d'oeuvre. I don't think I've ever been to a fancy party where someone actually served hors d'oeuvres. Like, the closest thing would be when I used to either go to my great aunt or my godparents' house around, like, Christmas time, and they would have, like, food out, like snacks on the table, candy, or, like, for example, my great aunt would make fried dough, and you could have it with various different things. One of them, I think she had pieces of anchovy in it, and then another one, you would dip it in sugar and eat it. And then she would have these cookies. I forget what they're called, but they look like snowflakes. These big, like wafer crunchy cookies that look like snowflakes. So basically, various like things like that she would have out as treats around Christmas. Or I remember once or twice we actually went to my godparents' house, and they had bought, like, my godfather, I think it was a big event, like it was one of their big birthday celebrations, one of my cousins or something. Maybe it was like Sweet 16 or something, I don't remember. And I remember they bought a bunch of food that they had out. And I don't remember what it was, though. It was so long ago, you know, I have no recollection. No run today. My run will likely be tomorrow. Yes, tomorrow. Pizzelle? Maybe that's what they're called. Maybe they are called Pizzelle cookies. I think you might got it, Joe Man. I think that might be exactly what they're called. Pizzelle snowflake crunchy cookies. They're pretty tasty. Bologna sandwiches? No, there were no bologna sandwiches. That didn't happen. Sorry. You're off base there. No bologna. Okay. All right, guys. Good podcast. We had a good conversation, right? We had fun. I'm actually ending on time, so we can actually get ample gameplay in here today. We don't have to worry about not getting enough. Thank you for being a great audience. Thanks so far for your early support of the stream. Let's adjourn the show, and let's get started with Modern Warfare 2.
Brace yourselves for the jump scare.
Happy Halloween. I only get to do that 2 more times. That's it. I only get to do that 2 more times, and then we have to change it for November. I have to figure out what I want to do for November. I'm thinking I might start do different stuff. I don't know. I gotta think about it. Like, for Christmas, I want to do a Christmas one, like a Christmas screen, but I don't know what to do for, like, November, right? You can't do like a turkey all November, and plus Thanksgiving is only for Americans. I don't know. I gotta think about what I want to do. I'll have to think about it. I will. I'll have to think about it. All right. Let's get started. Let's jump over and get started. I'm not going to take a break. I don't have to use the restroom. We can actually jump right into Modern Warfare today. And again, thank you guys for chilling with me. That was a fun podcast. It was a nice... I couldn't believe it. It was a normal podcast, right? We haven't actually had a normal podcast in days, because last week is like every day something went wrong. It was either my car breaks down, you know, or they're trying to rip me off for the cost of repair for the car. My fucking TV doesn't work. There's some kind of drama. We had a normal podcast today, and I like that. All right. Let's jump in. But, you know, I really meant that at the end of the podcast. If anyone wanted to drop, you know, several $1,000 tip or something, that'd be great. You guys know I'm just being silly. I'm not, you know, because what these idiots do is they actually will look at that, and they'll be like, you see, this is what Phil does all day, every day. It's like, really? No, I'm making a joke because this is what you say about me. So I'm trying to, like, play into it. And then...
Oh, we are living rent-free in your goddamn head. So the only thing, the biggest takeaway I got from the stream, aside from him absolutely wishing and hoping that he finds a big YouTuber that has no recollection of who he is, so he can just spout his lies or whatever. The biggest thing I'm taking away from this stream, that weightlifting story at the end, that to me is like the most kind of... I can have more fun with that than Phil, you know, asking for money.
They'll actually clip that and say, that's legit. Oh, yeah, that's what he does all day. Oh, okay. What's up, Guts? How you doing, man? Oh, Jesus, no, the strobe. Oh! What the fuck happened? Oh, dude, if you have seizures, don't look at the screen. I'm serious, that's terrible. What the fuck just happened? What the fuck? What was that? That's absolutely terrible. Why did that happen? Dude, that could seriously give someone a real seizure. Are they not aware that they could give someone a fucking seizure with that shit? You can't do that. They gotta...
Doesn't the game in general... I mean, that was like a messed up thing to happen, but isn't this game got some kind of epileptic seizure warning anyway? Because it's a game that involves flashbangs and all that, and gunfire in your face and all that. So isn't that a thing that could happen anyway? By the way, that wasn't a TV thing, that was legitimately a game. If it's a TV thing, only Phil would have seen it. The fact that we've seen it on our feeds means it was actual something to do with the game itself in the update and causing that strange sort of flickering. I'm pretty certain it was a kind of game thing, just bugging out a wee bit with updates. And I will say it's fine now because the update completed and pressed OK. But I'm pretty sure the game has a seizure warning anyway because of all the flashbangs and all this stuff happening.
Fix that right away. Someone could have a serious medical issue because they're morons. Jeez, man, they don't know what they're doing these days. These fucking game developers. that bothered me. That was gonna give me a headache. I'm sorry if that bothered anyone. I'm really sorry. Obviously, I didn't intend that, man. That was fucked up. Okay, multiplayer. How do we get to regular multiplayer? How do you get to regular? Why am I so confused? Multiplayer. No, I don't want ground war. Here we go. Quick play. Okay. What's going on, Venom Snake? How are you today? Welcome. Before we start, let's take a look at where we are in my loadouts, okay? So first of all, the platform for the M4. We're currently at level 12, okay? So when we hit level 18, it splits out into 2 weapons. You see that, right? When you hit level 18, you get the F-TAC Recon, and I believe you get the Icarus. Is that what this is saying? Is that you'll get both? I think that's what it's saying. Because I think I would want to switch. This is an LMG, so maybe we'll switch from the assault rifle to the LMG and then go to the better M16 after. Okay. I kind of want to try something new. So I think that's what we're going to do if that's what it is. We're at level 12 now. Definitely today I think we should hit 18 with the M4. And then we'll probably try a new weapon. Okay. Hello, Pepsi Man. How are you? Welcome. Of course, the handgun, I have 0 progress with this thing. I killed like 1 person. Smoke grenade. This is all we have right now. I'll stick with the smoke grenade for now. Okay. Ugh. Idiot troll. Get rid of that. Frag grenade. Yeah, we'll stick with frag grenade for now. Eventually, I might want to get Semtex or something different. But we'll stick with the frag. Have we unlocked any new perks? We unlocked Bomb Squad. What is this? Take reduced damage from non-kill streak explosives. Reset fuse timers when picking up live grenades. Oh. Oh. I'm going to try that. And then Strong Arm is throw equipment further and see a preview of the trajectory. I'm going to keep that. Fast Hands. This is reload your equipment and swap weapons faster. Yeah, I want that. And then Overclock is the only one I have, so it doesn't even matter. Okay. All right. And then I got my portable radar I've been using. Do I unlock anything new? Trophy system, deployable cover, tactical camera. Battle Rage is so stupid. Smoke airdrop? Oh, I can't do this yet. Yeah, I'm going to keep... I've been liking the portable radar. You know what? It really helped yesterday when I was doing free-for-all. The portable radar was, like, really useful. And it was allowing me to get some good kills in the free-for-all, so I think I'm going to stick with that today. I'm going to leave my filters on for now. Team Deathmatch, free-for-all, domination, and kill confirm. We're going to leave those on for now. Goodyear Blimp is in a super chat. Says rainy day fund is money saved for emergencies and bills. All right, there you go. Thank you, Goodyear Blimp.
I'm happy to see Phil finally responded to that. I thought something triggered that random super chat, but it was nothing. It was just somebody pointing out that Phil he did not know in the past what a rainy day fund was. That is clear as goddamn day. And Phil, I think he's very aware of it now. To be honest, don't worry. He's definitely aware. He used to not know what a rainy day fund was. Phil Burnham claimed that a rainy day fund was to be used specifically on rainy days. There is legitimately a clip of Phil saying that in the past. I could pick Bingo it now if people want. But the thing is, we're almost finished with a Bingo anyway, that's the thing, you know what I mean? But I promise you, Phil did claim that a rainy day fund was to be used specifically on days where it was raining.
You're stating facts. So far, so good with the TV, Jade. I had a lot of good times with it yesterday. I'm excited for more today. It worked really well yesterday. How are you? Let's do this. Let's jump in. The pings yesterday were also good. Did you notice that I don't think I had a single match above like 45 to 50 milliseconds, which is good, obviously. You want to have around 50 or lower. So the actual, the actual connections were quite good, overall. I wonder if we'll continue with that quality today. Right now, it says it's searching for a match 48 milliseconds, and it's connecting, you see? I think 48 milliseconds seems to be that sweet spot. Oh, what is this? I don't think we even did this stage yet. Santa Senia border crossing. This doesn't ring a bell. Do they have different operators? They do, but I didn't unlock them as of yet, but I could check. Yesterday, we didn't have them yet. What's going on, everyone? Welcome to day 2.
That is the end of bingo, guys. I'm afraid that is it. We were 4 away from a full house. He didn't say hate to say, he didn't say what the fuck are you talking about, he didn't say Eliminate's playing or good news. So if you hear random noises in the background, that's when he's blowing some recorder. Fantastic stuff. But the bingo's about to end anyway, so it is what it is. Sadly, we couldn't get a full house for a Saturday, but it's still a good week of bingo nonetheless. Thank you very much, guys, for joining me. If you want, I can try and find Rainy Day Fund, just for the hell of it. I want to find the clip very quickly, I do. Where would it have been? Oh, okay, I think I found it. Was it this?
Adds sweetness, adds a contrast. If you don't, it's all gonna be tartness.
Okay, the first example of it is this.
Have you ever used a sizable portion of your rainy day fund on a hobby? I mean, that's what my rainy day fund kind of was. And then my other money, all the other savings I ever had went to moving here. And I haven't had any money in 4 years. I haven't had any money saved in 4 years, so. DJ Bruno cheers, I once tried salad pizza only for the sake of trying.
That makes sense, so that kind of... I'm pretty sure he said the Rainy Day Fund was... I don't know, I'm certain of it, I'm so sure of it. But I can't find it, so. Trust me, he did definitely say it. And it was like one of those, like, what the hell are you talking about moments, but I'm not going to waste too much time trying to find the damn thing. Guys, thank you very much for joining us in DSP Bingo. Sadly, didn't get a full house. We were damn close. To it, you know, but sadly, we're just a wee bit short. That is what it is. Nothing we could do. Bug bingo mechanics, dude, and so on and so on. I'll be back tomorrow for some more DSP Bingo. You can join me for that if you so wish. Maybe we'll get a full house tomorrow, and maybe I'll be able to give back to you guys some money for getting a full house, because, I mean, you guys have been so generous. I've said it before. You guys have been so incredibly supportive and generous to me, and I'd love to be able to give back to you guys more often. So if we get 25 out of 25 tomorrow, one of you guys can win something back. But until then, I hope you enjoy the rest of your Saturday, how you should spend it. I'll see you tomorrow for some more DSP Bingo if you wish to join me. So, but until then, enjoy Notorious PIG contributions made by extremely talented Pixar animations. So until tomorrow, enjoy the rest of your Saturday. Have a good one, guys. Peace out.
On September 14th, a pre-authorized payment of $16.51 from PayPal.
All right, Luna Mills has tipped me $1.30. It says, I'm back. What's your favorite type of shower? When you're showered in money. When you go outside, all of a sudden, greenbacks start falling from the sky. And you raise your face up, you're like, oh, you start dancing, you go, oh, money, money, yeah, yeah. All right, I don't know what the hell you're talking about, but thank you for the first tip of the day.
Money, money, yeah, yeah. Money, money, oh, money, money, yeah, yeah. Money, 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 yeah, yeah. Money, money, oh, money, money, yeah, yeah.
These contributions are mandatory.
Money, money, yeah, yeah. Money, money, oh, money, money, yeah, yeah. Money, 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 yeah, yeah. Money, money, oh, money, money, yeah, yeah.
These contributions are mandatory.
Show me the money.
Free.
Money, money, yeah, yeah. Money, money, oh, money, money, yeah, yeah. Money, 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 yeah, yeah. Money, money, oh, money, money, yeah, yeah.
These contributions are mandatory. And it's gone. Just gone like that. In an instant. Fucking gone.